First full day on land. Everybody feeling good?
Yes. No. Yesterday was first full day on land.
First, full day. It was the full,
No,
full
day.
day.
Full day.
Full day.
Yesterday, full day on
Don't
land.
confuse me, please. I remembered it was Wednesday. And I was very
2025.
proud of myself.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, everybody. Just when you thought you were sick of hearing about Cala Cruz 18, this morning at 7 o'clock, the announcement for Cala Cruz 19.
Yeah.
That's right. Start looking forward to it.
We plan ahead.
Here's the deal. You get the information. You call or email. Email is the best, believe it or not.
Email's best.
Because the problem is there's an influx of phone calls, and they don't get back to everybody right away. But if you email them, caltacruz@gmail.com, they get back to you right away, and they take your deposit, and the deposit holds the room down. And then because it's April, and the cruise, I won't give you the exact date until 7 o'clock, but it's in April. Because you'll have a year to pay it off. So whatever the cruise costs, say it costs $600 or $800, depending whatever room you get, you pay $100 a month. You pay $100 here, $100 there. Somebody gave you money for your birthday. You give it that at Christmas time. You
$25 a month.
Yeah. I mean,
know what I mean?
You got plenty of time.
Right.
And there you go. So that makes it the easiest way to do it. Then you can worry about paying for your drink packages and all that stuff. So that's why we try to announce it as early as possible, and then people can make their plans, get rid of their dumb kids. And you can bring kids on the cruise if you really want to be that person. Although, like Dom brought his kid on the cruise. I brought my kid on the cruise, but they're of age where they can go do things on their own, So anyway, that is the plan today. Today at 7 o'clock, we will give you that announcement for Cala Cruz 19. Then at 8 o'clock, as usual on Wednesdays, Galvin will have a brand new open letter.
I do.
And then coming up at 8:30, our friend Kevin Smith is going to join us. And he will be joining us from, where is he? Do we know? Is he in town yet or no?
No, I don't think so.
So is it possible he's getting up at 5:30 in the morning?
No, I think he is on the East Coast.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I know he visits his mom a lot in Orlando.
I think he lives in Jersey, doesn't he? Or he did, at least.
Yeah, he's been all over the place. I think
right.
he was telling me he was in Virginia tomorrow, so he might be on the East Coast.
So he's going to be joining us via Zoom, so you'll be able to watch that on YouTube and Bone TV and all the other places where you ingest the show. So there you go. Get started on that. I don't know if I'm blown away by this or if I just expect it or what the deal is, but did anybody I think yes, because we talked about this yesterday on the show a little bit, but did anybody happen to see the girls that Pete was talking to on the cruise? It was the mother and daughter. There was a little blonde daughter and the mother with the big bombs.
I did. My wife liked the mother. They were playing blackjack together, and she said she was very nice.
Lovely people.
Yeah,
they were lovely people. You didn't see them. The mother had big old bombs on her, and she dressed kind of sexy. And the daughter was really pretty, and they had I don't know. They always had makeup and all that stuff.
I think I know what you're talking about now.
That was over the cruise. Somehow Pete found his way to the hottest mother-daughter team on the cruise.
I believe at one point we walked by them and Roughshot Todd said, "Get a load of those schloggy mahogs."
Oh, sounds like something Roughshot Todd would say.
Yes, I went, what?
I was schloggy mahogs?
Yes. I was calling one of them. I won't tell you which one, whether it was mother or daughter, but first name, can't say. Last name, McGee.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check out
Mahogs.
Yeah. I was saying, check out blank McGee.
Uh-huh.
Yesterday, during the day after the show and my travels, I was doing some stuff, and all of a sudden my phone goes, ding. And I get a picture on my phone, and it is the lovely mother with her schloggy mahog in a bathing suit laying out by the pool.
Which pool?
Yeah.
Pete's pool.
All right.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Pete face and all.
Make it happen.
Pete does have a phenomenal pool.
It is unbelievable.
He has a phenomenal pool, and he has a phenomenal pull.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought you said pull.
Oh,
yeah. He has got a phenomenal pull.
When I saw Pete's pool, I was very jealous.
You felt the pull.
Yeah, I did.
You felt the pull of his pool.
I was
Fire
like-
pits.
Yeah, I felt, man, if I had a pool like that,
Yeah.
I would feel successful.
I could get some sloggy maloggies.
Yeah. I was like, man.
Your pool would be filled with schloggy mahobbies.
And maybe some ninnies.
What is the word?
Schloggy mahogs.
Schloggy mahogs.
mahogs.
Carmen, everybody ever bless you with the schloggy mahog compliment?
No, I feel really out of it now.
It was get a load of those schloggy mahogs.
That's pretty funny. So yeah, that was happening yesterday. The mother-daughter team was over there and laying out. By
Oh, they
the-
both
right.
are there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the best part about it is they live in Texas, so I don't know how.
Oh,
Oh, they just stayed
Oh,
with
all right.
Pete until they would go home.
I have no idea. So
Wow.
he sent me that picture.
Andy sold her a Ferrari.
He sent me that picture, and I go, it was just the mom laying out by a pool, and I wrote back, "Shut up." And then he sent me another picture, and it was the mother-daughter standing in his pool area in the backyard, and I said, "Unbelievable,
Man.
And then he sent me another text this morning, but I can't say it on the air. But I'll tell you.
Oh.
Does it end with McGee?
Mahog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it was it's just absolutely amazing. Oh, man.
It's wild.
I said to my son, I go, "Do you know?" And he goes, "Oh, I know." He goes, "Jake told me." I said, "Oh, I know."
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised at all.
No, I'm not. I mean, I
Nice.
wasn't like, how?
Yeah,
I
right.
just went, "Oh, okay."
But that
Yeah.
is pretty wild. The fact that met on the cruise, they live in Texas, now they're at his pool for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah,
and
there's-
it's just like,
yeah.
Man, I got to get a pool.
I gotta get a Pete. I gotta start doing more Pete activities.
But that's one of those stories that you just sum up by going, "That's Pete."
Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Pete. It's Pete. That's Pete.
So much for Pete face.
Yeah. I told you about that AI picture I put up with all the distorted faces.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
man.
wild, man.
How many comments on there are all like, "You guys all have Pete face." Pete face is the newest term we've invented on this show since measuring in Mike Calta. It's
Yeah.
been some time. It
Yeah.
is now. It's a new term of measurement. You have how many Mike Caltas does it take, and does it have Pete face? It's a new term of measurement.
Yeah, I heard a couple Pete face references on the cruise.
Oh, sure,
From
sure.
listeners.
Yeah. Was it about Pete?
No, not about
doesn't-
Pete. Yeah.
So Pete now, I don't know. We're supposed to go to Pearl Jam next weekend, but he wasn't going to go because he had to go to Houston. I was going to go with my son. Now he may be going. I don't know. He may boot me out and take the two Texas girls.
Yeah.
For all I know. Who knows? Everybody back on a good clock?
No.
Me either. I can't quite figure out what's going on. All I want to do is sleep But yet again, I'm not really even tired. I just feel like I don't know. I'm off. My cruise time
You're
is
out.
off.
Hmm.
What?
Yeah.
You need your sea legs.
I
Mike.
do. I
The
do.
last-
I do
Your
that.
land legs back.
Last 2 days have been very difficult to get up
Yeah.
when my alarm goes off.
Yeah, right. And I'm
Yeah.
not staying up late or anything. I went to
No.
bed after Jeopardy. It seems like my clock is off.
Will
Right.
this affect the 5K?
Yeah, for that reason, I have to bail out of the
I'm
5K.
outta here.
No.
I may have torn my ACL this morning when I walked down the stairs.
How
jeez.
can I tear my ACL? I'd like to try
Well,
to do that.
it was
before.
in the dark, and I apparently skipped the last 2 steps.
Oh.
and just
Oh, you
came
really
down-
went down.
Yeah, it came down my knee,
Oh.
and I was like, "Oh no 5K."
Yeah. Oh, what a shame.
That's the
What a
first-
shame.
First thought
thing
in
I
my
thought
mind. Yeah, I'm injured.
Do you know one time years and years ago I went on a cruise with my friends, and when I came home from the cruise, I was just had the best time, was excited, might have had the SEX on the cruise and all that, and I was walking up to my apartment when I live with Pete, and I went to step on the curb, and I just heard pop. I just
Oh,
heard
yeah.
a snap, and something in the back of my heel up to my knee from behind just popped, and it sounded like a rubber band just went.
That could be your Achilles.
Dude, I don't think I've ever walked the same since. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable. It was
Aaron
unbelievable.
Rodgers. That's what happened. You could see it snap up his
Yeah,
leg.
most athletes we have the same kind of
Yeah.
accident.
Wait.
Yeah.
That usually
You're
happens.
probably not going to be a starting quarterback this
Well,
year.
you know what? Neither is he. So
Oh.
I don't even know where is he playing. Is he on a team? Is he on the Steelers? I thought that was happening.
I don't know what you've heard though recently.
I have no idea. I thought it was happening to the big night out with
yeah.
McAfee and stuff. I thought they were going to announce it, and he was going to come out and stuff, and nothing. Roethlisberger was there. Can we get Roethlisberger back? Is that possible?
I read that the Steelers' first OTA training camp thing's coming up right after the draft, but I don't know.
But I mean, you can't wait until the draft. You can't wait until the draft. If you wait until the draft, then we got to go. All right.
I mean, you can wait till the draft if you're talking about Aaron Rodgers. It's not like somebody that's going to,
Yeah.
he's going to get in there and be fine.
If Tomlin already knows and it's just not out in public,
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. He can't wait to let them know,
Yeah.
or they can know. I mean, every rumor, any quarterback, anybody that's ever thrown a football apparently is going to be starting for the Steelers next year. But also, it is a lot of Steelers are trading up. They're trying to do this.
Yeah.
Sanders says there's no way I'm playing behind anybody. And who knows what's going
How do
on.
you say that? How do you have the gall to say that?
How about what's his name? The other.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
He says if he doesn't play both ways in the NFL, on both
I
sides,
did see that. He's not going to play.
he's not going to play.
Yeah.
good.
Then what are you going to do?
Tell him not to play.
Man, he's already rich. He already made a ton of money. Like
You go play baseball?
yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys now, they're coming out of college with these NIL deals. They're already worth like $7, $8, $9, $10 million.
$7, $8, $9, $10 million is a lot of money.
Yeah,
It's not 50 million.
Not necessarily for a 20-year-old that's living a lifestyle.
yeah,
You know what I
That's
mean?
true. That's true.
And
I mean-
once he doesn't play, he's not making that money.
Right.
yeah.
You know?
Who are you? Oh, you were that guy that was good in college 5 years ago?
Right.
There's been 90 other guys now.
So he says he won't play unless he can play both ways.
Yeah.
And the other one, Shador, says what? He'll only go to certain teams,
Yeah, basically.
and he's probably going to go to the Giants.
Well, his dad said that, yeah. I'm hearing either the Giants or the Raiders. Based on what I've been
The
reading.
Giants
would be
have
good
the
for
most.
him.
The Giants have the most quarterbacks I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
I know.
Like, I mean,
Jameis
it's
is
crazy.
there now. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know what's going on.
I don't know either, but I mean, I would imagine if he goes to the Giants and he starts for the Giants, I mean, it would be
Yeah.
a good backup to have for Jameis as a backup.
So those two are getting a lot of hate online right now. I mean, they always do, just because they're Dion's or one's
Yeah.
Dion's kid and the way they, their arrogance or whatever. But also, like Colorado now, they're going to retire their numbers at
The players?
Yeah, the spring game.
brother.
Even though they didn't win a conference title, they didn't win any. They didn't do anything really.
Yeah.
They made Colorado, like, they sold a lot of tickets, but they didn't win anything as far as like a conference
Right,
championship or
right.
playoffs or any of that stuff. They were transfer kids. They were only there like 2 seasons.
Hilarious.
And now they're both having their numbers retired.
So when is it? When is the draft?
Next week.
Okay. All right. We got a lot to, and that means nothing for us.
I mean, I enjoy it.
Buccaneers
Yeah.
wise. No. I mean, player wise for the Bucks. I mean, you'll get a couple of players, but nothing. We don't have a pick that's going to be significant.
I think the Bucks picked 19.
Yeah.
Maybe. I might be wrong, but
so we could beef up, the
I think
offensive
they're-
line or whatever we go
I think
after.
they're going all defense.
Defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Levante David's probably his last season, so they
Yeah.
got to replace him.
And the draft this year is in Green Bay, and then next year is in Pittsburgh, right? Is that what it is? Or is it Pittsburgh? This year?
I know it is in Green Bay this year, which is crazy.
Yeah, and then
That'd be
I
kinda
think
cool.
it's Pittsburgh next year.
I can't imagine.
Why do you think it's crazy?
Well, just Green Bay is a tiny little town. It's,
I know,
you
but
what I
it's
mean?
also one of the most storied football towns.
Right.
So it's great for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be cool to see on TV.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's going to be in the stadium. It's
They have to have one cool place in Green Bay they
Yeah.
can do, they can do it
if
from.
you look at Lambeau Field, it's similar to like Raymond James, where there's just houses across the street.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that Pat McAfee thing for the other day. What is that thing called? A big night out?
Big night out.
Did you watch any of it?
A little bit.
I don't know. All I saw is McAfee, who I think is great. I think he does a great job, and I like him, and he's popular in so many different facets of entertainment that I believe that he has that mass appeal and all that. But I saw Jelly Roll, and who else was there?
Roethlisberger was there.
Snoop.
Yeah, Snoop was there.
Oh,
There was a
okay,
bunch.
all right,
There was
all
a bunch
right.
of different people that showed up for it.
It was packed.
Oh,
in a
yeah.
stadium.
Yeah, it was like a WWE show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. But I'm trying to think like, I don't know. You think about it, and I'm like, there's not a host or a radio host like or a podcast host or any of that stuff that could fill a stadium that I would go see. And then I was like, oh no. let me
Yeah, but
think
you
about
also have him who is on ESPN, one of the biggest shows.
Oh, and the wrestling.
The wrestling. He's a former football player. Like everything about him, there's a lot of different ways that he's getting fans.
But I was
And-
thinking like, what could he do to make it entertaining? And then I didn't know he brought out Snoop and all
Yeah,
that other stuff. That's
so
the
he
way
would
to
bring
go.
out a bunch of different people. They did a bunch of different like dumb things,
Contests and
yeah,
stuff,
like
yeah.
and they were giving away charity, like he does this kicking thing where the whatever sponsor,
Right,
and the guy kicks for $2 million or whatever it is. He had Roethlisberger through a thing, and if he made it, he got $2 million. Of course, Roethlisberger's will make it.
Sure.
And then I don't know whether he did this or whether they had it set up somehow with like it on a wire or what. But McAfee himself did a punt. He punted and made it right in the hole of a thing, and smoke went off and everything. And I don't know whether they won money because he made it in there or what. I mean, if he made that punt and it made it into a hole that was like 16 inches around, whatever, that's pretty impressive. I don't know if he kicked it and it was on a wire and shot
Dropped in,
down, or how it worked because it cut pretty fast the way it did it, but it was pretty impressive.
That's a very impressive night to have that many people there, and just forget the celebrities. This is loading the stadium with all those people.
Yeah.
That's great. I saw that and I was like, "Ew."
Yeah, it's crazy because he built his show on YouTube. Didn't have a
Yeah.
network. And during COVID, took him and the guys who were with him, and they just put their show on YouTube. And then just built an audience, and then next thing you know, they're huge. It's the biggest thing in sports.
I do know there was something that happened where the guy who has kind of the mullet, the curly mullet that's on there, whatever. They were doing something, then he walked away, and his ass was cut out of his jeans, like Tyson. Whenever Tyson walked away, just dumb stuff like that.
They're funny, dude. I enjoy the show.
Yeah, I watch it sometimes when we get off the air here, and I'll go watch it in the for a little while. I love the fact that they don't edit it. They let it run. They let it fly with the F-bombs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way adult talking should be.
I mean, on Radio Row, they were like the thing. Super Bowl. They had the best setup. And,
their setup was amazing.
Yeah, that was great.
I don't know. They were already talking about sending us next year to
California.
Nice.
Oof.
I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't happen.
Talking
about I don't think so.
Huh?
I don't think so because I think it's going to cost so much money to send us out there with a crew of people because you're going to need to
flights.
That's what I'm saying. You have to have flights, you have to have hotels, and you're going to have to have.
We're not doing the Sprinter to California.
We're not driving to California.
Also, you're on West Coast time, so everything's recorded.
Yeah.
Tom just texted me and said, "Hey, boss, I'll drive you." Everything is recorded or delayed in our case. You know what I mean? I mean, we may just be doing a different shift. No, that ain't happening. I don't know. How that's what I'm saying. We'd have to send a whole crew out there. I can't imagine how that would be possible. But I'm down. I'm down to go.
It was a lot.
Go. It would be a lot.
It was a lot.
It'd be a lot. It was good. If I didn't get sick, it would have been a great experience. Carmen was sick. I was sick. That was the only bad time. Remember all belly buster?
Bubble guts.
I still don't think I could eat oysters if you put them in front of me.
Your old sloggy mahogs weren't doing so well.
They were not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was on
Thrilled
Bourbon Street
up.
every single night.
Yeah, you were.
We know.
So was Olivero. He was the one. He was the front runner.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I am all for that. Like, if you go maximize your time, I just don't feel like I have it in me anymore.
I don't know how I don't even know how I even got through those days.
No,
One day,
Those were long days.
Gio, Olivero, and myself, we walked like
10 miles.
10 miles back to the house.
Yeah, I that's the other thing. I couldn't even figure out for the life of me where the house would be in relation to where we were.
We walked from the convention center to Cafe Du Monde all the way through the French
Bourbon
Quarter,
Street,
Bourbon
yeah.
Street.
You weren't afraid. I would be so afraid to walk.
No.
No.
It wasn't dangerous. Like
It was
There were cops
daylight.
everywhere.
Yeah.
in daylight.
Yeah.
It was daylight and cops were on every single corner.
I was just thinking that industrial area where we were.
Oh no.
We did have to take a back road. We did have to take a
Oh,
detour at one point because wherever there was just a line of people sitting on a curb.
It
And we
looked
were
like
like,
the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And we're like, ooh, let's go this way.
and it was like right in between. So we were like, we'll just walk one block down.
And then at one point we were walking like backstage at the Superdome.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Can we go through here? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. And we walking through and we're like in security to get inside the Super Bowl.
Where like
That's
all
funny.
the concerts and parties were
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Well, good.
I regret
Maybe I
nothing.
made it home alive.
Yeah.
Great
same.
time. See you in San Francisco.
What are you drinking over there?
Oh, this is just coffee with almond milk.
That looks like somebody poured dirty lentil soup bowls into it. I mean, just look. I'm out. It probably tastes great. I just doesn't. So different from mine.
The dairy upsets my stomach.
Does it really?
So I just get a little splash of almond milk sometimes.
Isn't that adorable when you said it upsets his
Yeah.
stomach?
Yeah.
Little tum tum.
No.
Your sloshy McGobs gets all messed up. Yeah.
My sloggy mahogs.
Yeah, that was it. That was the thing. All right. Well, we got a good show today. We got a lot of things happening on the program. At 7 o'clock, we will announce Calta Cruz 19, and then we will drill it in your head for the next year until you're sick of hearing about it. And then Galvin has a brand new open letter. Then Kevin Smith is going to join us. Kevin Smith is going to be in town. They are re-releasing the movie Dogma, which I don't know that Dogma. I know a lot of people saw Clerks. I know a lot of people saw Clerks 2, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I don't know what Dogma means to you, but I will tell you it was a fantastic movie, and it caused them a lot of problems with people protesting it. Religious groups were protesting it when it came out.
One of my all-time favorite clips of Kevin Smith is a lot of people were protesting the movie before it came out.
Yeah.
Anti-religious people. And Kevin Smith was in the picket line, and he gets interviewed, and they add, and he's like he hates the sign. I hate Kevin Smith, and they interview him. They don't know he's Kevin Smith. He's like, this director's horrible. And the news interviews him, and they don't know that they're talking
They
to the
show
guy.
it.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'll
That's
show you
so
the clip on
great.
YouTube. But it's an all-time Classic.
So he's going to join us at 8:30, and we'll have him on video so we could talk to him. And
his
how you
shows
can
are
see
sold
him.
out in Tampa.
Oh, are they really?
Already,
He's
yeah.
still doing the
He's
show?
still doing
What
the
a
show,
good,
yeah.
What a good guy. But he does have the View Askew cruise coming up where he goes on the cruise with his fans. So we can talk about that as well. That'll all happen at 8:30 this morning. I drove by something yesterday that I have never seen before, and I just thought about this for a second. Yesterday, I went to Prime Butcher to get some steaks, and I drive up County Line Road to just County Line Road to get there.
Like
and there
Collier?
Collier, thank you. And there was an accident on 41 and County Line, so I was stuck in a crap load of traffic. So once I got past it and saw all the traffic going up all the way County Line, all the way up to Collier, I figured I have to find the new way home. So when I came out of Prime Butcher, I drove past County Line Road, and I figured there's got to be another road to cut over. And it was Livingston. Are you familiar with Livingston?
Yes.
Do you know the Idlewild Church that is over there?
Yes.
I'd never seen it before. I saw signs because I see traffic on Dale Mabry, but I've never seen the church. Have you ever seen it?
No, I don't know.
It is massive.
Yeah.
It looks like a mall. I don't even know how to describe it. It looks like a palace.
Not only is the church massive, but they have a huge sports complex
Yes.
back there as well with baseball, softball, soccer, everything.
So my question to you, and not you, Gio, but the people who often talk about this are, why are you so mad at the Scientologist and not mad at the Baptist?
Yeah.
They're still using the church for tax shelter. They're still charging people to go there. They're still making them, making them give donations and all that stuff. Why are you singling out the Scientologists to be mad at? I don't understand. Both believe in weird stuff. One believes in aliens that threw people in a volcano. The other people believe in a guy who had holes on his hands and his feet and rose from the dead and pushed a rock and all that stuff. I mean, both of them are ridiculous stories. I'm not saying one is true and one's not, or both aren't true. What I'm saying is, why do the Scientologists get crapped on all the time, and the Baptist Church, who does the same thing and is buying up all the property and gets tax shelters and all that, nobody cares about that?
I think two main reasons. Is it because it's newer and because there's celebrities involved? Like,
But
obviously,
there are plenty of Baptist celebrities.
obviously,
Yeah.
but they don't use it. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like they're using it as much as Scientology does.
I'm going to bring this up again in the 8 o'clock hour. I'd like to talk to the people about this. I really am curious to see what the main difference is, because let me just tell you that Scientologists uses celebrities to recruit other people. I'm telling you right now, I have been watching Fox News on one of the TVs in here, and all I get every morning is Mark Wahlberg and Chris Pratt trying to get you to pray on their app.
Right.
I mean, they're
that's-
using celebrities to recruit other people.
I think they're taking a book out of Scientology. I think they're going, look how good it's working for those
Sure.
guys. They're getting all these guys. We need some celebs. Who we got? Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yeah.
The local argument I've heard for years and years and years is people are pissed off that Scientology basically squeezed all the business out of downtown Clearwater, and they've just kind of taken it over.
But they didn't. They bought up property that wasn't being used.
Right.
And they brought up that property, and they have cleaned up downtown Clearwater where it looks immaculate. I live down there. I have a place down there. It's one of the safest, cleanest places.
Right, but there's nothing to do because it's all Scientology.
There isn't. I mean, there is a theater down there. There's restaurants down there. I mean, there's plenty of stuff down there.
a couple things, but it's not like downtown St. Pete or
No.
it's not like Oldsmont, like these
Yeah.
other Dunedin. Like nobody's going unless you're specifically going to like Capitol Theater.
Right, but
Or
it's
maybe
never
now
been
the
that way.
sound-
It's never been that way.
because the Scientologists have been
But
at
it's a
it.
downtown that has courthouses. It's a very federal downtown. I mean, it's not a.
But I'm just saying that's the local argument I always heard is they squeezed out all the local businesses and they kind of turned downtown Clearwater into nothing.
Well, I'm very upset on how the Idlewild Baptist Church took over downtown Lutz. By the way, I have nothing against Idlewild Church, Baptist, or any of that. I'm just trying to make a comparison. I think that building was very nice, and then I stumbled upon it for the first time. I figured it was probably a church. I looked at it, found out it was, and I was like, oh, good. That
It's
was
weird
my
because
feeling.
there's like a road of nothing, and then all of a sudden this massive complex.
Yes, and for some reason nobody cares. that they have come in. Maybe it's the area that they took over. Maybe
Yeah.
nobody liked Lutz, but they all love Clearwater. I don't know what it is. All right, let's take a break, get this show rolling. Our phone numbers are 800-771-1025, 800-771-1025. We got Sporkle. Carmen will tell you what to give. How you doing? Carmen will tell you what you can win, and we'll do that next on 1025 The Bone. Coming up at 7 o'clock, we're going to make the announcement for Calta Cruz 19. Then we're going to do an open letter, and then we'll be joined by Kevin Smith this morning. Kevin Smith's going to call us on video so you can see him like you do with Cody Tucker. That'll be pretty cool. Right now, though, we check in with Carmen. She tells us what we have to give away today. What do we have to give away today, Carmen?
Oh, hello. So we have tickets for Colin Quinn, Back to the Future musical,
Okay.
Baby Metal,
Yeah.
Kesha,
Yeah.
Blink-182,
Okay.
Stevie Nicks,
Okay.
and Thomas Rhett.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
All right,
and then
good.
we still have
The old wife beater.
it's sold out
Whoa.
Chris Brown that we are not giving away for Sport Golf.
Yeah. We got to give those out. We should find out if there's any sexy black chicks in our listening audience. That's the key.
Sure.
I know of like maybe 4.
Mhm.
You know, we've established over the years that we have a much larger black audience since we got rid of the classic rock. But where are the sexy black ladies at? That's what I'd like to know. No, just curious.
I don't know why, but I thought you were going to say we need to find some women that can take a punch.
Oh,
That
my
is not in my wheelhouse. I'm
I don't
sorry.
know why that
Do
was
not
in my
want to
mind.
punch any women. No, I'm
Bring
looking.
back the slap off.
No, I'm looking for sexy black chicks. Sexy black chicks. That's it. Yeah.
Get the slap off of Chris Brown.
No.
Man,
We cannot do that anymore.
Yeah, I know. I know.
We certainly cannot do that anymore.
let's just admit it would be great though.
It would be great. It would be. Don't think I haven't thought of that already. Yeah. All right, let's do it right now with a little bit of Sporkle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. Carmen, what are we playing today?
All right, today we're going to be playing TV shows that jumped the shark. Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
going to give you a clue of where the show, quote unquote, jumped the shark. You're going to give me the TV show, okay?
All right.
All right, your first one. Cousin Oliver is sent to
Brady
live with
Bunch.
the family. Brady Bunch. Galvin. Olivia moves in. Olivia moves in.
Oh, Sopranos.
No.
The Cosby Show.
Oh, the
Oldest,
yeah,
right?
yeah, the adopted daughter.
Pamela Barnes was just
Dallas.
dreaming. Yes, Mike. The plane crashes on Wisteria
Lost.
Lane.
What was the last thing you said?
Desperate Housewives.
Oh.
Desperate Housewives, Mike. Deborah falls in love with her adopted brother.
Dexter.
Geo. Coy and Vance replace Bo and
the
Luke.
Dukes of
It's
Hazzard.
had it. Oh.
Mike. Mulder is abducted.
X-Files.
Geo. A Moldavian massacre occurs.
Deviant Massacre.
A Moldavian massacre occurs.
Game of Thrones.
I don't know.
Dynasty.
Close.
Yeah. A helicopter crashes.
MASH.
A helicopter crashes.
I feel like this is popular.
ER
Oh no.
is what I was looking for. The Great Gazoo is exiled to Earth. Mike Calta and Pap, we are halfway there.
Galvin on the board with a single point. Gio has 2, and Michael is your leader by 2. He's winning with 4.
Four. The Great Kazoo.
Mm-hmm.
Derek and Meredith have a post-it note wedding. Derek and Meredith have a post-it note wedding. Grey's Anatomy.
What's a post-it note wedding?
Yeah.
Like post-it notes?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that was like their theme to their wedding.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sorry, I missed that.
exactly. Fonzie jumps the shark.
Idiot.
Mike. Peter loses his powers.
Spider-Man.
Peter loses his powers.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
The really amazing Spider-Man.
Heroes.
Oh.
The smoke monster is
Lost.
revealed. Geo.
What was it?
Lost.
No, what was the smoke monster?
I don't even remember.
Agrestic and Majestic are hit by wildfires and burns to the ground.
You saying agrestic?
Agrestic and Majestic are hit by
Twin Peaks.
wildfires and burn to the ground.
I am unfamiliar with agrestic and majestic.
Yeah.
Name a plant that's weeds
Oh.
for the housewife. The Zindi launch an attack on Earth.
Star Trek. Next Generation.
Star Trek Voyager.
Star Trek. Star Trek.
Deep Space Nine.
Star Trek Enterprise.
Come on now.
I saw
Star Trek.
2 episodes.
9. Star
Next
Trek.
Generation was the Star
That
Trek.
was the best one.
Yeah.
Marissa shoots Trey. Marissa shoots Trey.
No idea.
No.
The OC. Skimore Skinner isn't actually
Simpsons.
Mike Calta and Pap Pap. We are on the last 3.
Galvin's still with 1 point. Gio has 3 on the board, and Michael is your leader. He's winning by 3 with 6.
Good luck.
All right, these are shows that jumped the shark. Last 3, here we go. Clark loses his powers
Smallville.
again. Smallville. Galvin.
Never even watched it. How you like that?
The family wins the state lottery jackpot.
Roseanne.
Connors. Oh, yeah.
Roseanne. Galvin.
Making a comeback. This one's worth 8.
And your last one. Saber takes over the Dunder
Office.
Mifflin branch. Galvin.
Who was it?
Saber.
Saber.
Sabre.
Yeah. Sabre. Remember Michael opens all the stuff?
Yeah.
And he's got to put it back in the box. He gives away all the stuff to the office.
That is the funniest show ever to be on television.
It's
It was a
it's,
great show.
I just saw. I think it's like their 20th anniversary is like this year. I guess.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Like, I watch it now and I still laugh out loud at parts. I mean, and the uncomfortable. Michael Scott makes me so uncomfortable. It's so great.
I'm telling you right now, I judged people on whether they like The Office or not. If they didn't like The Office, I just go, "Oh, you're not funny.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
not funny."
Even I probably watch at least one Office episode a week.
Yeah, I'll
It
watch
is-
it if it's on.
I put it on all the time in the background. and-
There are so many things you can watch the same episode
Yeah.
and see 15
Yeah.
new things every time. Where it's so funny.
I think it's the funniest show of all time.
Creed
I'll still
may-
pick Seinfeld.
It's up there.
Creed's
Creed
great.
may have been one of the greatest. When he comes in and he's got blood all over his shirt and they say Happy Halloween, he goes, "Oh, Halloween, that's fortunate." You know what I mean? Like, so good.
I always, to me, Michael and Toby, the way he hated Toby
Oh,
so
oh,
much was always so funny to me as well.
All right, thank you. I have the rule still.
Do you
So-
want the final score, Michael?
No, sure.
No.
Gio with 3 points on the board. Galvin with 4, and Michael is your triumphant champion today. He won with 6.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, Michael is Borgo champion again.
That's a lot of effort. I like that. That was good. Thank you.
Oh my God, you in this work, you know jump shot.
I like
Very
that.
good.
Ground. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Who's this?
Monica.
Monica, you are the winner today. I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen will give you the option to pick whatever you would like out of the box.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Monica. Have a great day at work. We got to take a break. Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up news today is that bad news for a certain someone and a call for the cruise.
Oh, We were going to announce Calta Cruz 19, both on social media at the Mike Calta Show and on theboneonline.com and right here on this very show when we come back. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. That's good. That's pretty good. In 2026, we have another cruise plan that is Calta Cruz 19. It is brought to you by Stingray Chevrolet. We will be leaving on the Explorer of the Seas. That is a new boat, I believe, that we have not been on. I don't know. I've been on 18 cruises. They all look the same to me. Explorer of the Seas. We leave April 9th to the 13th, 2026. We depart from Port Canaveral. We go to Coco Cay and Nassau. No more Grand Bahama and that goddamn shipping yard that they had over there. That is the plan for 2026. Calta Cruz 19. Explorer of the Seas, April 9th to the 13th, out of Port Canaveral, Coco Cay, and Nassau, all brought to you by Stingray Chevrolet. If you would like to go, a deposit is required. You could do that, and if you have any questions or information that you need, you can email caltacruz@gmail.com. They're very good at getting back to you, caltacruz@gmail.com, and you can get your deposit in. I will tell you, you would be probably the 100th person or so to get your deposit in because the folks that were on Calta Cruz 18 had the first shot at this, and several have already signed up for the next cruise, which is great.
Right. If you scroll down on the website there, just go down to the next thing and read what it says underneath that picture there.
This right here? Or on the, we're not even done unpacking?
No. Under that video, right there, above Stingray Chevrolet, that picture of the boat. And then what does it say underneath there?
Calta Cruz 17.
And then
Book your Calta Cruz 18 now. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's just a recap video of the last one. So, but if you want to go and check out all the information, it's at theboneonline.com. It's right there in the scrolling banners. And of course, it's on all of our social media. I look forward to seeing all of you out there at Calta Cruz 19, which we will now drill in your head for the next 364 days.
CaltaCruz@gmail.com. That's the best way to do it.
Yes, Carmen?
And now, because this is so fresh from this cruise, we are not working Thursday, right? I want to get this on record before you try and fight me next year.
Mark the tape.
We will not be working Thursday,
Correct.
April 9th.
Correct.
Okay.
Departure day.
How about this? We will not be working April 14th either.
Why? What is that?
Because it's tired.
Figure while you're at it. The question I have, Gio, were you going to say something?
I was saying a lot of like cruise videos and stuff are starting to come in. And I was tagged in Instagram in like a conga line. I go, what the hell is this? And then all of a sudden I'm in the conga line walking through the bar.
And you don't remember that?
I don't remember that for the life of me.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell's going on?
Carmen, well,
Yes.
everybody there, I guess. Who should we bring on the cruise with us, comedian-wise?
Ooh.
I mean, I love when Bobby goes, and I think that I would say if Bobby wants to go, he's more than welcome to come with us again because he's part of the show now. He's like an extension of the show. But then we could bring somebody else too, like another comedian, somebody that we like and we all get along with. I don't know who that would be. It should be somebody new that's never done it before.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, we got plenty of time to think about it, but we really should put our heads together and try to figure this out. I mean, Bobby's always good just to hang, and he's fun to be with, and then he does a great job on the show, the actual comedy show. If we have another comedian or two, like if we have Johnny come out again and we have somebody else come in there, I think that would be great.
Will Dizzy go on the cruise next year?
I don't know. I don't make those decisions.
Yeah.
You do it. Everybody thinks I do, but I don't. I'm telling you right now. Yes, if I
want
want,
JoJo on the cruise.
if I
JoJo's
want
going.
somebody on the cruise, that's a different story.
So you want Dizzy.
If you want somebody on the cruise, they can go on the cruise. If you don't want somebody on the cruise, they're not going on the cruise.
Yes.
Okay.
I got to back myself in the corner on that one. But how about this? I did not pick everybody to go on the cruise. Does that make sense? There's other people that make those decisions. Although I am very glad he did, and he was super helpful. I did not pick Mike Cernak to go on the cruise. In my opinion, we didn't need anybody outside of us to do the broadcast. However, he did it, and it was flawless, and it was perfect, and I'm glad he was there.
I vote Cernak go on every cruise.
I'm with you.
Yeah, he was extremely
Fun to hang out with.
Yes.
Good guy. worked out perfect.
And he took my stress level way down,
Right.
getting the podcast up and making sure everything was going with the recording. So.
He made it possible for Gio to be in the conga line.
Yeah.
That's true.
So Cernak, I say, is a lock. In
But
my
my
opinion.
point is that I didn't pick Cernak to
Right,
go.
right.
So there are other people that have a say in this.
Well, whoever did, phenomenal choice.
Yes, but when you ask about other people, it would have to go into the committee, and they would decide who goes and who doesn't go.
Who's the committee?
Well, the
can
other people who pick.
I'd like to be on the committee.
Do you think JoJo should go back on the cruise?
Sure.
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to hang out with her.
Oh.
Really?
Too
That's 'cause
busy
you were
snuggling
sitting.
up to her boyfriend. No, I'm just kidding. I love JoJo. I just like to bust her balls.
JoJo said she was taking over all the planning
Yes.
of all the activities and
Yeah.
stuff. By the way, Carmen,
Yeah. Good
director of leisure activities.
Yeah.
I appointed her.
Oh,
all right.
Very good, Carmen. Very good move.
She's your proxy.
Yeah.
All right.
Very good move. The pins are a huge hit. We got to already work on the pins for next year.
Yeah, it's
Gio
awesome.
was unhappy with his pin.
Yeah, it's great.
Did you see?
There were a few pins that I did not see. I think I saw one Tom
too.
Brady one.
Yeah.
I didn't see the skinny Bobby. I only saw the fat Bobby. I didn't see Love Tiger's leg, although I heard it was out there.
I had Love Tiger's leg.
you do?
I had a whole bag of them that I was giving out, and I said these are very limited.
Yeah, I did see a
because
couple.
Olivero, we were in the casino bar, and Olivero goes, "You good? You need anything?" I said, "No, I'm great. Everything's going perfectly." And then he went to walk away, and I go, "Ugh, you have any other pins?" And he goes, "I have Love Tiger's foot." And I go, "Oh my god, you did that!"
That's a good pin.
So I had about 10 of those.
Yeah, I
Next
wanted to
year
get a
is,
Tom Brady one, but I didn't see him.
I had those.
Yeah.
Next year, I'll have the Brian Knobs' foot.
Yeah.
Oh.
The actual foot.
Yeah, no, the
Yeah.
actual
Oh,
foot.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Put it on a stick and carry it around.
Yikes.
And then there were that not part of the pin thing, but did you see the ducks? Did you see any ducks?
I did. I some lady asked me to reach up and get a duck for her because she couldn't reach it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a duck above the elevator, and I go, "Oh, I guess Megan, John's wife, had some of the little ones,
Baby ducks.
Yeah." And I told her, I go, "I ate 4 of those ducks." And
Wait.
she goes,
That's supposed
"They're
to eat
glass."
Oh,
I go,
no.
"I don't know."
Some
And
of
I
the-
guess Dizzy
yeah.
was doing that,
What?
putting out the ducks.
Oh,
But
I didn't
then
know who was putting
I
them
think
out.
He had other ducks, right? Because Megan had the little tiny glass ones.
No, they had the little rubber ones that you have.
but
like
then
on the
I saw
Jeep.
little
Yeah.
rubber ones as well. Yeah.
other people just around the cruise were putting out ducks, but then we found one duck and it had Disney's name on the bottom. And it's like Instagram
Oh.
and room number.
That's smart.
Oh. And
room number.
And how much weed he needed.
yeah.
Well, anyway, it was a good time, and now Calta Cruz 19 has been announced. The information, again, is up at theboneonline.com and our social media if you want to go check it out. Right now, it's time to check in with Galvin. He's got today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Our top story, a St. Petersburg police officer was arrested Tuesday following an investigation for sharing confidential information with the man who placed 2 explosive devices at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino.
Oh.
Officer Brandon Kleiber was flagged late last year by Florida Department of Law Enforcement for sharing protected information with a suspect from St. Pete Police Department databases. Investigators discovered text messages between the officer and the suspect, 46-year-old Brian Eckley, who was arrested in October of 2024 for placing 2 explosive devices at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino in September. Within a 12-hour period, the casino had to be evacuated twice after the crude concealed device with firework components were discovered in the men's bathroom. Police say that Klaber gave information from the restricted databases that Eckley requested. The 2 were friends for more than 15 years.
Not good.
Yeah, Klaber was sworn in as officer in November of 2008, is now charged with 2 counts of offenses against intellectual property. This remains an ongoing investigation. So the guy,
What's the information that he wanted?
something with license plates and this and that, whatever.
Probably
Yeah.
security stuff. Like, how do I get past certain security?
That's what I'm saying. Is it related to the situation?
Yeah, and I don't know whether it was after the fact.
Oh.
I don't know whether it was after the fact. It said something to do with the license plate, with the video, and this and that. So I don't know what the information was exactly. But how about that? So this officer has been an officer since 2008, throws his whole career away for a buddy of his who was
it doesn't mean like what I'm thinking is that this isn't Let me just give them the information. They got something going on together. They've been working scams for a while.
Inside job.
Yeah, he just got caught.
Yeah, he's a police officer.
Right, but I'm saying like these two have probably done, in my opinion, plenty of bad things together.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, that's what happens. I know when I lived in New York, excuse me, a lot of the mob guys would put somebody from their family, instead of being the mob guy, he'd be a police officer. And you're like, how did that? I knew a guy who was like the youngest captain. Yeah, it's one of those things. You just have somebody on the inside now, so that's how it works.
Yeah, that is wild, man. Yeah, it's so funny as you get older, you realize stuff a lot more. Like when you're a kid, you're like, no way, a police officer would do that. They're a police officer,
Yeah.
And I'm not singling out police officers. It just happened to be this story. But like, there's so many things where you're like, really, that happened? Like you were asking the other day about the whole stuff with the senators and all these people making all this money because of the tariffs and stuff, but they're making all the money, and you're like, do you think they set that up?
Yeah.
And it's like, as a kid, you would be like, no way, they're here for the U.S. and they're trying to help us. And now that's everybody's out for themselves. Braden Point had a goal and 2 assists to lead the Tampa Bay Lightning to a 5-1 victory against the Florida Panthers last night. Nikita Kucherov had a goal and an assist. Yanni Gourde had 2 assists. Connor Geekie back at it, had a goal. Same with Jake Gensel and Darren Radish, all scored for Tampa Bay, and Vasilevsky stopped 23 shots. Now those teams, Tampa Bay and Florida Panthers, will meet in the opening round of the playoffs.
Good. I hope it goes like
weekend.
this.
Yeah.
I hope it goes like that, though.
Well, I can tell you that the Panthers were resting some of their guys.
Yeah.
They had some injuries, and they had some guys that were resting and stuff, but still not too bad. Connor Geekie scored a goal, and his brother Mason Geekie, who plays for the Bruins, scored a goal last night too.
Well, good for them.
A lot of fights last night.
Is that
too.
on Hard Rock app?
Yeah.
A lot of good fights.
Brothers will score.
Brothers
in the
will
NHL?
score. Yeah, it's 4 million to 1. That'd be great, though. Speaking of sports, the Rays and the Red Sox game was delayed. Oh, was there some
rain or something?
Something going on? No, it was because one of the worst sounds you could ever hear through the sound system, some sort of high-pitched squeal, was playing. Some fans had their fingers in their ears and stuff. Here is a little bit of how that sounded, and this is pretty rough. So, Carmen, if you can start it low and then bring it up.
Got it.
Yeah, here is what the sound was happening at the Rays yesterday.
3-1 ball game now. A little buzz in the ballpark, and it's not the fans.
No, it's not.
And they've halted play, trying to figure out if that buzz will subside. But there's a whistling effect in the sound system.
There we go. Hey, we fixed it.
That was the sound of George Steinbrenner from the dead. He's so upset that they're playing in his stadium.
Do you imagine somebody just went over and went and hit something and it stopped?
Shut it off.
Shut
Like
it down.
Fonzie.
By the way, how about this? Tampa Bay Rays, if you want to bet on anything, the Tampa Bay Rays have not won a game on April 15th in how long? So they lost yesterday to the Red Sox. It was April 15th.
I don't know.
They have not won a game on April 15th in how long? Let's take a guess.
10 years.
10 years.
15 years.
15 years.
7 years.
7 years. Carmen?
Never.
Since 2011.
Wow.
14
Wow,
years.
man.
It's been, I don't know what it is about April 15th.
Yeah.
Rays do not.
Everybody's stressed out about taxes.
Even last year when they had like the 15 game like win streak or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
since,
crazy.
Since 2011, April 15th was the last time the Rays won a game on April 15th. That's so wild. That's a weird thing. I don't know.
It's weird that they know that that's a stat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that they even noticed that.
I saw it yesterday. A guy was pointing out, he go, and they just they played the Red Sox back to back. They beat the Red Sox. What was it? 16 to
1
or
yeah.
16 to
On
1
the
or something.
14th.
Yeah, exactly. But then on the 15th, they wound up losing to it. A study found even though you don't work out, so if you don't work out,
No, I work out.
well,
Oh.
if you don't, you can get some health benefits, some of the same ones as working out,
Oh yeah.
by rushing through stuff all the time.
That is something I don't do.
Yeah.
I don't rush through anything.
Even if you do like 5 minutes a day, something like speed vacuuming, that can actually help with your health benefits.
What about? Let me ask you a question there, and I'm not being facetious. What about masturbating?
I would imagine that gets the heart rate up.
Oh, I'm good.
So it's helping.
Yeah, because I would
Because they
imagine
say sex is a thing like that. So
right,
it's-
but that's getting your heart rate going.
So is same with masturbating.
Right. That's what I mean. Masturbating, getting your heart rate going for a good amount. So that's rushing through something.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be that should count.
Yeah.
All right.
Remember, there was the story. The one guy got caught cheating.
Yeah.
Because his Apple Watch was making his heart rate, and his wife was on their like Apple program or whatever.
Yeah.
What would you I guess that's.
She's like, "You working out at 2:30 in the morning?"
I was gonna say, like, I don't know. I have not been caught. Rubbing one out ever. I can't imagine. Like, I don't know what'd be more embarrassing: a parent walking in or a spouse walking in.
I lived with a guy, Wes, and he apparently was taking care of himself in like the living room. And
why you lived with him?
Yeah, but I wasn't home.
Sure.
And I came home, and he goes, "No, don't come in here, don't come in here." And I go,
what was he doing? I know, but
I didn't see.
Right.
I didn't see. Like, I opened the front door, and he said, no, and it was down the hall, so I didn't see anything. Whatever.
Yeah.
And I go, what? What? Like, I was confused. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I go, what's going on? He goes, hang on, just hold on, whatever. And I go, come on, man.
Gross.
Yeah.
When you walked in on Tom naked, did he go? No.
No, he.
No, Tom went, hey, boss, check this out.
By the way, I didn't walk in on Tom naked. I walked by a door. Tom jerked the door open.
The door.
And was standing there naked. Yeah. Yeah. He was waiting for somebody. I felt like I was trapped.
A setup.
Yeah.
Sorry, boss. I was waiting for Carmen. I've been in there for an hour.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm surprised that a rope didn't tie around my leg and pull me up into a tree.
Trap door open.
Yeah, I thought something was going on. It was like he had his ear to the door and was like, now. Here it is.
I've been standing there for 3 hours.
Take a look at it. Yeah, it was. Jesus.
Gonna get my heart rate up. Rush through this.
Look just like him too.
Did they really?
Yeah. Just like
Did it go like this? I go, hey, boss.
had a little soul patch. Everything. It was wild. This is new. If you want to pass this news on to somebody, if you
All
know
right.
somebody
Okay.
that might be interested in this, May is National Burger Month.
Hey.
If you know
Who
anybody,
would want to know that?
starting tomorrow, Red Robin will be selling a bottomless burger pass.
Oh.
Let's go.
The cards will get you a burger and a bottomless side every day of the month in May for only $20.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. So if anybody knows anybody,
Gio,
that
there's
might be-
one out by your house.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about.
if anybody knows anybody that would be interested in that, May is National Burger Month.
All right, question.
Yes.
I bought you a birthday gift.
Oh
I
my
have it
God.
here. I have it here.
Oh my God, the next cruise. We already announced the next cruise.
I have the birthday gift here. Would you rather have a bottomless burger card or the birthday gift?
Take the card, bro.
I mean,
that's-
I have them both here.
The choices, I can't. I don't think I can even comprehend that.
All right, I'm just saying.
I don't even believe you have the other
I'll give it to you today if you
No.
want the other gift. If not, I'll go get your bottomless burger card tomorrow.
I don't need the bottomless burger
All right.
card. I don't know why you would
I
need the
mean-
bottomless.
Why you don't need it because you already have it, or
No, I don't. I don't have it.
Red Robin's good.
Yeah.
I don't go there a lot, but they have one up by the mall, so I've been there a couple of times.
I don't
It's-
know
it's
if I've
good.
ever been to a Red Robin.
It's good. I mean, it's gourmet burgers. I mean, they're big fat burgers, and they got all different kinds that you can get. It's pretty good.
They give you the unlimited fries.
Yeah.
Red Robin, not fast food. Red Robin, more of a
Chili's,
Like
Apple
bring it out.
like
Like a
one of
Yeah.
those kind of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a waitress.
Okay.
Yeah. Fern Bar.
Yeah.
Who?
I'm sorry.
Fern Bar. That's what they call it. You know,
Say it again?
Bennigan's, Applebee's.
Are you saying Fern Bar?
Fern? Yeah, because they have stop signs in there. They're all decorated the same. Call them a Fern Bar.
Fern Bar. That's
Yeah.
new
Does
to
Who's
me.
calling them that?
Yeah.
No.
You and your family call it a
They
Fern Bar?
live in the Glinspockles.
No, maybe the Glinspockles. I'm pretty sure they have a
What
Fern
is
Bar.
a
Yeah.
Fern Bar?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he's right.
I told you.
A fern bar is an American slang term for an upscale or preppy bar or tavern catering to singles, usually decorated with ferns or other greenery.
Wow.
Told
Very
you.
good, Joe.
See?
Then I don't think that's a
He
Fern
said
Bar.
stop signs.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
Well, you know,
not
like
a-
they got
it's
a
not a
bunch
bar.
of junk on the wall.
He said-
Tchotchkes.
but he says it says these bars were popular in the 70s and 80s. It's not a bar.
You
Yeah, Red
But
Robin, not a bar.
no, but the Bennigan's is what he's saying. Like
Yeah.
the Bennigan's where they had the stop sign on the wall
Right,
and the
the
ferns in
TGI
there.
Fridays.
Yeah, they serve
Yes.
food, but they
Yeah.
were basically a bar.
Right.
Flingers or tchotchkes?
Yeah.
Right. Fern Bar.
And also Red Robin is a bar.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Has it full like liquor bar?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes. Fern bar. We learned something.
Didn't know. Starbucks is updating its uniform policy. Will this affect your coffee? I don't know. We'll have to see. But it's beginning in May. On May 12th, baristas in North America will have to wear solid black tops to allow their iconic green apron to shine and create a sense of familiarity with their customers.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's going to affect anything with how much cream is in your coffee. Or
I got to tell you, I'm having some tough times at my Starbucks. Line's been long. Management changes.
Why don't you just have them put one in here?
Because it's not the same.
It's not the same. It's not the same. I tried to make my own coffee the time that Gio is out, and I have the Starbucks cups and everything. It just was not the same. I don't like
The
it.
best was probably during COVID when they were delivering giant gallon jugs of.
I don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
Joey's not there anymore.
What happened?
Oh no!
Oh, did he go to another?
He didn't go to another Starbucks. He's out.
Is he a white duck or whatever it is?
Oh
I don't
no!
know. I don't know. But it's really hurting me. It's hitting me in the soul.
Should we make friends with the new guy?
I don't know who the new guy is.
Well, we got to establish that.
I've been in
by
there
the
a couple
way-
of times. I can't really get the feel.
First off, don't assume their gender.
Should we make friends with the new them?
The new
They?
barista, the new manager.
Yeah.
I don't know who. I don't know who it is. I've gone in there. I tried to inspect it a couple of times. I
I
got
mean,
nothing.
that's your Starbucks. How you were not consulted on this is mind-boggling.
I mean, if he's going to make a career change, it should have been run by me first.
100%.
Yeah. Somehow I'll get by.
So now they're making changes to your Starbucks. They don't talk to you. Mike Sarnak goes on the cruise. Nobody asked you.
No, I'm
Jesus.
falling apart. I'm losing all my power.
Yeah. We got no pull around
No
here.
pull.
Never
Sit
should
over
have done the weight loss surgery.
Sitting over here pulling my pud, trying to get my my heart rate up.
Yeah.
Researchers in Japan found we wake up feeling less groggy and more alert if we let a little sun exactly 20 minutes before our alarm goes off into the room. Opening your curtains after you're up doesn't really do it. And unless you're waking up right at dawn, leaving them open all night can actually make things worse. They found 20 minutes before your alarm is the sweet spot. So automatic curtains are the practical solution for most people. You can buy those gadgets now for $150, $200, whatever, that work on a timer that make your existing curtains automatic if you don't have automatic curtains. The study found that sunrise alarm clocks that use artificial light don't work as well. There has to be natural sunlight.
So I do not. That is very intrusive to me when the light shines through. Like if I'm in a hotel and I don't close the curtains and that light shines through and hits me in the face and makes me angry.
Oh, yeah.
I have angry sleep. But I came home from the cruise and I went into my room and I don't know what they did, but they opened up all the blinds. Like they were like, he's gone. Let's turn this room into something else. They opened the blinds. Like one time, Tony opened my my window in the room to let some air in there, like to get some fresh air, and then left the window open. Oh my god, it almost ruined our relationship.
Come on.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to have a talk with the clean ladies. Don't light. The light is intrusive, and I don't like it.
No, it's a dark cave.
Dark cave is what you want. My, back in college, people used to put the aluminum foil on the window.
Yeah, they used to put cardboard up there,
cardboard
yeah,
and aluminum
yeah.
foil, so that no light got in.
Yeah.
Keep it cool, like
That's
a
the way to
mushroom.
go.
Mhm.
But I could see if you're, I mean, obviously we get up before the sun ever comes out, so it doesn't really work. But, on the weekend or something, whatever. But like if it slowly lets sunlight in, and that was your alarm to wake up.
That's what Amanda uses. Amanda uses an alarm clock that it's not the
Natural
regular light,
sunlight,
it's
but
natural,
it's-
and she likes that. It wakes her up. Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. There has to be something better than.
That's the only thing that
God.
gets me moving, though.
I know.
It gets
I
my
know,
heart
but
rate up, and
it
it scares
me. Yeah, I don't like that.
I had a problem. You're not going to believe this, but I had a problem getting up back in the day when I worked at the country station. And AW, the guy that I work with, bought me an alarm clock that started off playing like harp music, and then it got light, like a little light came out, and you put these little pods in it, and it started the smell of coffee would waft into the room. It never worked. I never worked.
Yeah, they have the ones that smell like bacon.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of bacon, whatever. They also have the alarm clock that goes off, and you have to solve a math problem to stop it.
Yeah. If you do the Alexa alarm, I do that, and it starts out soft, like a little,
Yeah.
and it gets louder and louder and louder, and gradually.
I used to set the alarm, and it was the Alexa alarm, and my wife could not, for the life of her, remember that the name was Alexa. And she'd go, Alex, stop. Alexander. Alexia Sanisa, stop it. And I go, how do you not just...
I have so many alarms for the show to make sure I get up on time, like probably 10 or 15.
I don't. I have 2 alarms. 10 or 15?
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot.
Oh, I have 2 alarms, and they ring like within 15 minutes of each other. And then I know worst comes to worst, Joe will always wake me up.
I've got like a bunch on my phone, and then my Alexa is like the last ditch.
Yeah.
Like if in case something happens with my phone overnight,
Right.
I have that as like the ultimate backup.
There was one time I was sleeping, and all of a sudden I heard on the door, and I go, yeah. I'm like, who would be knocking on the door? Oh, my God, Gio, look at that.
That's too many.
Well, it's basically like every 5 or 10 minutes.
I have 7.
Yeah.
But if you said 1, it'll repeat.
Right, but I'm so paranoid, I don't want to be late.
And your wife isn't bothered by that?
I don't care.
Oh my God!
Listen, I got to get to work.
I'm sleeping in a different room because I have to get up early.
All of us have that option. But,
your wife and you were in a twin bed.
If I had another room to go to, I would go to another room. But yeah, no, I'm so paranoid. But then once I'm up, I'll just keep hitting the alarms up because sometimes I would lay back down and then fall.
Sure.
Yeah, so I just.
There was one time where I was sleeping and I heard a knock on my bedroom door and I went, "What?" Like I didn't know what was going on, and it was Spanish. Hey, Michael. And I was like, yeah, what? And he goes, it's the show's about to start. I couldn't comprehend what was happening.
I remember sending him. I was like, I guess you got to go up there and
I could not comprehend what was going on.
Got to cover my ass. I don't trust myself.
That's interesting. If you look at Gio's phone, he's literally got an alarm every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first one goes off at 4 o'clock now because closer here this way, whatever. So 4 o'clock, 4:15, 4:30, but usually 2 maybe go off and then I get up. But sometimes though, there have been times where I'm like 5 o'clock. Yeah, I better get going. Yeah. I searched high and low for a picture for this because this would have been a great hot or not.
Okay.
Could not find the picture. They're not putting out the picture of this lady, and it's making me crazy. The director of food and nutrition at a school district in Southeast Pennsylvania was arrested the other day for defecating in one of the stores, like the convenience stores, walk-in beer cave.
Oh, my God.
You seen those beer caves? Yeah.
Come on.
47-year-old woman named Crystal Gaz strolled into a Royal Farms convenience store in Hanover, Pennsylvania last week, 30 miles south of Harrisburg. The place has one of the big beer cave refrigerated rooms, in there. And she walked in, pushed a case of beer out of the way, pulled her pants down, and dropped a deuce on the floor.
My God.
Then she
hot.
walked back out to her SUV and left. This happened around 5 p.m. and the store didn't call the cops until 9:30 a.m. the next morning. Not clear why they waited. Maybe the cold air.
They didn't know?
Yeah. The entire front wall of the walk-in fridge is glass, so she didn't have much privacy in there. A camera inside the fridge also got video of it that they didn't release. Police didn't reveal the motive, but the store said around $80 worth of merchandise had to be thrown away. She faces charges for open lewdness, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct that created hazardous and physically offensive conditions. The place does have bathrooms right next to the beer cave.
Do you think she was so drunk she thought she was in the bathroom?
Yes.
They're saying that probably what happened was the bathroom was full. There were people in there, whatever, and she had to go, and she went in there. Turns out, though, she lives just a mile down the road.
Yeah, but you gotta go.
You gotta go. But do you go in there, or do you just go around the back of the building or something?
But if she walked in a room, like if she was so drunk and she walked in a door and walked in the room and was like, "What's going on?" and then it's like, "I gotta go."
Oh, it could have been drunk.
Yeah,
that's a possibility. Or she went in there and she was like racing, door locked.
Right.
Oh my God,
where am I
that
gonna go?
door's open.
Yeah.
I gotta go. It's
How cold that must be on your butthole.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To be in the cave.
Not hot.
No, not hot.
Ice cold.
Not hot.
Yeah. There has been situations where I've been like, oh boy, this might happen right here, but I have pretty good control.
Yeah.
I went one time in a gas station bathroom. I got there. I was at DEFCON 5, and I went to the men's room, and somebody was in there, and I just turned around and I jumped in the ladies' room. It was in one toilet.
Oh yeah,
one toilet
Listen,
thing.
that's
And then while I was going, somebody tried to jiggle the handle and get in, and then was knocking because they were going through the same thing that I was just going through.
Did you do it?
No, I hurried up.
No.
I was
Lady's voice.
hello, just a minute, just 1 minute.
Excuse me.
The lady was so mad. She's like, knocking. I go, all right, I'm coming. And I open the door and she looked at me. She goes, oh God.
He should have squeezed her stomach.
Sorry, lady, I had to go. What do you want from me?
I mean, sometimes there's emergencies.
There is emergencies.
It happens.
I find myself in them a lot.
I got to tell you, I got car sick on the way there and the way back to Port Canaveral.
Yeah?
Yeah, driving. I don't know whether it's the bench seats or way the guy was driving.
Somebody else is driving, that'll do it to you.
Yeah, but like in your Sprinter, it's bucket seats. It's nice. I was totally fine all the way in New Orleans. That, I don't know, for some reason, I was like, oof, I am not feeling this at all.
Interesting.
As soon as I got out, totally fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine. Just in there, just like, oh. It was a lot.
I was asleep the minute we pulled out of the driveway.
I wound up falling asleep both ways. And that's nice. When you feel like you time travel because you're like, all right, we got 3 hours or whatever this is going to be, and then you kind of do the and then I saw a boat and I was like, all right, this is good. Michigan man who was upset that he had to watch pets while his girlfriend's family went on a cruise was just sentenced to 8 months in prison on Monday for making a false bomb threat.
Oh, against the cruise line?
Yep. The email forced Carnival to check more than 1,000 rooms after the ship had departed in Miami. This was back in January of 2024. Anyone making a bomb threat should expect to be taken at his word. Fortunately, this was a hoax and did not result in physical injury. That was what the U.S. attorney said in court. Joshua Lowe, who is 19 years old, was sentenced to prison during an appearance in federal court in Kalamazoo. FBI agents traced the email addressed to Lowe, who is living with his girlfriend's family. Lowe admitted that he sent the message because he was upset that the family went on the cruise, leaving him behind to care for the pets.
Oh, man.
What a dummy. Oh, just email him and tell him there's a bomb.
Yeah, email him. Nobody will be able to trace that.
Yeah. How could they possibly catch you? What an idiot. Some sad news. Wink Martindale, the host of such hit game shows.
Well, yeah, what? I know Wink Martindale, but I don't know what he hosted.
Gambit, which I think it was before our time, but Tic-Tac-Toe.
Tic-Tac-Toe, I do know.
Yeah, Tic-Tac-Toe.
But what else? Is it say anything else?
Also, one of the first recorded television interviews with a very young Elvis Presley.
Oh.
Yeah.
Way to go, Wink.
Wink was 91 years old.
Solid career.
Sure.
91 years old, long life.
Uh-huh.
What did Wink Martindale do?
What do you mean, what did he do?
Tic-Tac-Toe hasn't been on the air in 40 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what? And then before
Like after
that, I don't know. I think he was kind of the prototype game show host.
Yeah.
And rested on that. Did he do speaking engagements? Did he do, I don't know.
Who is the best game show host?
Who is the best? The best game show host. I mean, Alex Trebek was so good.
I say Bob Barker.
I would have said Bob Barker.
Yeah.
Alex Trebek. I mean, I like Alex Trebek, but I see how good Ken Jennings is now, and I'm thinking maybe it's not that hard. Just read those
Bob
cards.
Barker, all the different games he would host and stuff.
And he was so charismatic.
Yeah.
And I would think Bob Barker. But I'm trying to think of who else. I mean, there were some lesser game shows that had good hosts, too.
What about Richard Dawson making out with all the ladies?
Richard Dawson, one of the most popular ones. I think Steve Harvey's great.
Will Sasso used to do Louis Anderson hosting Family Feud, and he would just go, "Yeah, boys, it's question," and just do that. And it's so funny because
he's great.
Louis Anderson seemed like he never wanted to host a game show, and they offered him so much money. He was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. Okay."
Isn't someone else doing Wheel of Fortune now? It's not Sajak
Ryan
anymore?
Seacrest.
Oh, he is?
I mean, he is seamless. He got into that role, and it's like he was meant to do it for his whole life. There's no missing a beat, no skipping it. He is perfect at it. Boring as all hell.
He really took over everything.
Everything. Like the minute that they said Pat Sajak was retiring, I said Ryan Seacrest. He's the next logical guy.
Took over Dick Clark. Took over for Casey Kasem. Took over for Pat Sajak.
So the other thing is
Regis.
That if you watch, Regis, if you watch Wheel of Fortune, so they tape Wheel of Fortune in like a month. They just tape all the episodes for the whole season back to back to back to back. And then every night on the show, they're sponsored by these group travel places. So they give away these trips like to Europe and to the islands and Hawaii and whatever. And every trip that they have, Ryan and Vanna are there on vacation. Like they shot video there.
Right.
So basically they shoot all of the episodes in a month, and then the rest of it is them traveling and hey, we go on to Hawaii for a couple of days, shoot some video, go to Greece, shoot some video, and then they just mix it into the shows. That's the easiest job in the world.
Wink Martindale, by the way, started out as a radio personality.
Yeah, that's
and
what
then
I
went into
figured.
that, whatever. But also, do you remember High Rollers?
No.
He did High Rollers from 87 to 88, and then Debt from 96 to 98.
So he was working those.
And
stuff.
he produced a bunch of stuff as well.
I don't remember High Roller.
By the way, do not look up. What was the other guy that I just saw? Oh, Bob Eubanks. Do not look up Bob Eubanks now.
Oh, he looks bad.
He's 87. He
Yeah.
looks like he's 487.
Ooh.
Yeah, but he was another one, Bob Eubanks,
Look like
that did a bunch of different stuff. Gene Rayburn. Remember
Gene Rayburn. I remember it from Match Game.
Yeah.
Sure.
Chuck Barris.
Yeah, Chuck Barris
Barris,
is great
yeah.
too.
Mhm.
From the Gong Show.
Yeah.
Monty Hall.
Oh,
Monty
yeah,
Hall
I
did
forgot
a
about
bunch.
Monty Hall.
Yeah.
Monty Hall was Let's Make a Deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, it was huge for a while. Howie Mandel with the
Deal or No Deal.
Deal or No Deal.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
huge, man.
Yeah.
Tom Bergeron has hosted like everything.
Howard Stern used to always say that would be his dream gig to be a game
Game
show
show
host
host?
because they shoot them all in like a month and then you're done.
Well, Regis, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, that was massive
Yeah.
for a while.
I remember that was when I talk about going on a cruise with my friends from high school. That show debuted while I was on the cruise.
Yeah.
And they had no TV. They only had like movies that they would show on the cruise. And when I remember when I came back, it's all everybody was talking. I didn't know what anybody was talking. That's all they were talking about was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And I'm like, I
huge.
can't understand what the big deal is.
By the way, not only swept the nation, became huge. Regis was great on it. The first $1 million winner could not have been better because he called his father. You
Yeah.
can phone a friend.
Oh, yeah. I
And
remember
called
that.
his father just to tell him he was
Yep.
about to win $1 million.
Yeah.
That was great. That was great because you're like, oh, finally a question this guy may
Yeah.
not know, whatever. And he's like, hey, Dad, I'm about to win $1 million. The answer is C.
I remember
Boom,
that.
in your face.
Breaking news.
Oh,
My friend
yeah.
Lucinda,
Okay.
found the woman who pooped in the.
She did?
Yeah.
Okay. I looked all over.
I don't know where she got it.
Maybe Facebook. I don't know Facebook.
Galvin, I ask you,
Oh.
hot or not?
Let me look at the thing. How old was she again? She was 40 something.
No.
And she, let me see. She was 47, and she is the director of food and nutrition at a school district. So I wonder if she, you know what? It's so funny because always the people that are like in charge of that stuff are fat. I'm going to go, no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
How
say
old is she?
She's 47. I'm going to say she's not hot, and she looks, if I can tell from her face, looks older than 47. I'm going to go not hot.
I was giving no clues.
Okay.
Just saying.
Oh, Galvin never gets to play. This is great.
Yeah.
Gio, hot or not?
No way.
Carmen, hot or not?
No way.
Pap, I ask you, hot or not?
I'm going to have to go no on this one, Michael.
Unanimous.
Not a very good picture.
Okay.
The reason that Lou was able to find it is because she's already been in the news before.
Oh.
She filed a complaint with the Hanover Police Department that her boyfriend broke in her house and stole her dildos. I present to you, hot or not? Get it?
No. I mean, no.
Is she pooping in the bushes? What is that?
I don't know what she's doing, but I don't think that's not hot.
Oh, by the way, Tony found it as well.
Yeah. Same picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think that's not hot.
You don't think that's not hot?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she's hot, but I
No.
don't think she's not hot.
Like
Yeah.
for the game.
Yeah, for the game.
If you told me that was the boyfriend, I would believe you.
Yeah, she's very,
Yeah.
looks like she may play rugby.
She's thick.
Yeah.
She looks younger than 47.
Definitely looks younger than 47.
Yeah. Not what I was envisioning, but
No,
No.
that did not look like a store pooper.
No.
I still say not hot.
Who knows?
Yeah, I think she just got done playing rugby and she was like, I gotta go.
I'm gonna drop a deuce.
I gotta
Well, I get cold.
I gotta scrum.
Mhm.
I gotta scrum in this beer cave. Yeah, so Wink Martindale dead at 91. Any points for that? Does anybody have Wink Martindale?
No, I looked it up. No points.
Will Joe tell us in 2 days that he had
Yeah.
Wink Martindale?
Probably.
Well, he's not sure about it. Police released body cam footage of officers finding the bodies of Gene and Betsy Hackman in their Santa Fe home. The video also shows one of their dogs staying near Betsy's body, like protecting.
Did you
it
see
and
the
stuff.
video?
I don't
I
because
did.
it would sound so sad.
I did, and it is disgusting. The house that they lived in.
Yeah.
I don't care how bad it is. When you're old like that, and your parents are old like that, you have to find somebody to take care of their home because it just was filled with clutter, and it looked. I mean, this is a man who's a multimillionaire,
Yeah.
and one of those
One
beloved
of the
actors of
greatest
our
actors,
time.
yeah.
And he's living in squalor.
It did not seem like he had a good relationship with his daughters.
I know, but I mean, you have that kind of money, pay for a cleaning service.
Yeah, but he has dementia and has no idea what's
Well,
going
I'm
on.
saying the wife should have done
Yeah,
that. Somebody
yeah.
should have been taking care of them.
Somebody was saying that a lot of patients that have dementia, the houses are very similar. In
Sure.
that, because
Well-
people were just online in the comments and stuff.
And she died first, right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
what they're saying, and
Yeah.
then he probably just got lost.
Right.
They say
Or-
the place was so infested with rodents and rats that it was like the perfect breeding ground for that super rare disease that killed
Right.
them.
Right.
It
Yeah.
looks
Yeah,
like a hoarder's house when
Yeah.
they show the hoarders that you see on the TV show. That's kind of what it looked
And
like.
they were like, I guess I saw another video when the police show up. They're talking to the maintenance man that would go there, and I guess he found them, and he was like, they're super recluse, and he's like, just keep this on the low. I feel bad. Yeah, it's not good.
They'll probably get a deal on that house. Though,
Maybe
now.
the bodies are blurred. The video I saw, they were blurred out,
Raise
but it shows the dog just sitting there by. Yeah,
Poor dog.
terrible.
Not dead, but the career seems to be dead. Will Smith's comeback album, based on a true story, is reportedly struggling commercially, selling just 268 copies in the UK.
stop it.
Not 268,000, 268 copies in the UK.
Yeah, but who's selling albums? That's my like. Nobody's buying albums anymore. So is that even fair to judge?
Well, okay, but who just put an album out, and how many did they sell? You know
Right.
what I
Like
mean?
I'd like to know who bought who. How many people bought Lady Gaga's new album?
Okay, let's find out.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
you
like-
find that out. Let's see, because stores have to buy them if they're selling. If they're
Right.
so they have to buy them. So they're buying more than 268. For sure.
But I mean, you're going to tell me that Walmart didn't buy 268 copies of Will Smith's album?
This is UK.
Yeah, but
So-
Says she sold 68.3 million in her career, but that's not like the last album.
the last album just came out a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. So we'll see. But despite star-studded collaborations and personal lyrics addressing the 2022 Oscar slap directly, the album failed to gain any traction.
Yeah, I listened to the clip about the song and I get it, but it's, nobody cared, and it's a little too late for that stuff. now.
Yeah, I know. And I'm sure Chris Rock really loves that you're doing an album about it now.
Yeah,
First
well, I
you
mean,
slap
he
me
gave-
and then you're doing.
It's a kind of you don't know what's going on with me and
who
my
cares?
complicated life and that kind of stuff. Listen to me. I'm sorry. I know that I'm in the minority here, but that was one of the ballsiest things I've ever seen in my life. He got up,
It was a
walked on
punk
stage,
move.
and smacked Chris Rock while he was on stage at the Academy Awards on television.
And you call that ballsy?
Yes,
It was a big guy hitting a little guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's Will Smith hitting Chris Rock. It's not like it was The
But
Rock hitting Will Smith.
It's like a cheap shot, though.
Yeah.
But it's not. He
It
walked
is.
right up to him and smacked him in the face.
You don't
Who
expect
in the
that.
world thought that he was going to do it?
He got mad and told him to keep his wife's name out of
He
his
got
mouth.
mad for no reason. No
He-
reason at all.
I'll give you that. He definitely
so,
was.
So there's no way Chris Rock was like, I said something terrible. He's coming up here. I better defend myself. Chris Rock was like, I made a joke to somebody that I know pretty well.
Right.
And now this guy who is way bigger than me, like Chris Rock even said, this is a guy who played Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Coming up to smack a little comedian, little skinny comedian.
Where supposedly my friend, like they'd known each other for years. I'm looking his one of his new songs I'm looking at Spotify and it's Tantrum. It's number 10 and it's got 3 million plays.
See, so that's a different way to look at it.
In 3 weeks.
That's a
it's
million
been out.
plays a week. That's pretty good.
Lady Gaga's new album sold 219,000 units in the first week.
All right, but that's something that would usually sell millions of copies if people were still buying albums.
Yeah. Oh, I get it that it's not, a thing where you're selling about it, but 268.
Yeah,
I could
it's
sell
terrible.
268.
3 million
UK.
plays in 3 weeks. That's really bad.
I don't think so.
There's people that get YouTube views in an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think most music artists would kill to get 3 million plays, a million plays a
Not
week.
an established
A-list Will
name.
Smith
yeah.
level?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Why do you want Will Smith to be successful?
I know.
I don't. I just don't think that that's that bad. I think it's hard to judge. Like one of the things we're going to talk to Kevin Smith about is Kevin Smith is re-releasing Dogma in the movies. Who's going to the movies? Who's going to the movies to see movies anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I would go.
But I would go too, and hopefully this is one of those things that could bring people back to the movies,
Right?
Because I do enjoy a movie theater experience.
I think a lot of I think the nostalgia, that's the gimmick that's getting people back there. Like, because I think was Empire Strikes Back or no, Episode 1 is going to be in the theaters soon. I'm probably going to go to that just to go see it in the big screen.
Go see it in the theater. I mean, like, yes, I get that. I have never seen The Godfather in a movie theater, and every once in a while the Tampa theater will show it.
Yeah,
and I'd like to do that at one point.
Let's go. I would totally go.
I would do that.
Lady Gaga's single "Die with a Smile."
That's not her new single. That's old. That's from the Joker movie.
Mayhem achieved,
and that's a huge song.
I think
performing
3 million is way low.
I don't think 3 million's way low for 3 weeks. Is what I'm saying. 3 million for a year would
For
be
a
low.
star that big.
There's people that get 3 million an hour.
When's the last time Will Smith put a song out?
It doesn't matter. His name should carry that.
I mean, his top song is Miami, and it's got 462 million.
Right. It's also 20 years old, 25 years old.
Getting jiggy with it, 400 million.
Oh,
that's a good song.
That's a great song. Summertime.
So what, did she release that "Die with a Smile" before the album? Because it's on that Mayhem album.
Yeah, but
she must
that was out, and that's a huge hit for her.
Will Smith sucks.
Yeah.
man.
It's her and Bruno Mars.
Yeah. She's popular.
She's very popular, and she's certainly bigger than Will Smith. I'm just saying, you have to stop and ask yourself, when a movie comes out, Mission Impossible is going to have a bunch of people in the movie theater that go see it because it's Mission Impossible. But you look at another great movie that came out last week with Matt Damon, and who went to go see it? Who's going to see The Accountant with with Ben Affleck and John Bernthal?
Yeah.
I loved the first one, but I won't go see the second one in the theater. I'll wait till it comes out.
You're going to go see Superman. That's coming out in like a month or so.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If it's not something that's such a huge caliber, I'm not going. I loved the first Accountant movie. I thought it was great. I would not go see the second one in the theater.
Will Smith
but I will
sold
watch the second one.
268 copies of an album. That's bad.
In England.
It's bad.
In England,
UK.
which is the size of
UK.
What? Yeah.
UK, not just England.
Well,
That's bad.
yes.
Can we admit he's not doing well?
Yes, 100%. But what I'm saying is it's hard to judge based on the sale of an album because nobody's buying albums.
You could put out an album of Medicine Man's voicemails talking about his farts, and I guarantee you'd sell more than 268 copies.
So let me ask you this, Calvin. Led Zeppelin puts out a new album tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You buy it?
Of course.
No, you don't. You listen to it on Spotify. You don't buy it.
I have vinyl though too.
I don't have a CD player.
And I'm buying that. I'm absolutely buying that because it's Led Zeppelin and it's an album. I'm buying.
Okay,
that.
maybe Led Zeppelin was a bad idea. I mean,
Anybody
when's the
have a
last
CD
time you
player?
bought a Metallica album?
They're popular.
When's the last time you bought a Metallica
I
album?
don't buy albums 100%. I
Right,
get
but
that.
nobody is.
But Metallica's selling a lot of albums.
Are they?
Yeah.
I mean, the only person I know that bought music was Spanish.
Huh?
I don't know anybody else that's buying an album for anything. I don't even know that I would know how to buy an album at this point. For real. Like,
What,
I
yeah,
know
like where do you go?
I have to go to Apple Music and download it. Like, is that how it works? And then I feel like Apple Music's going to go, you could just listen to this on Spotify.
Yeah.
It just seems ridiculous. Will Smith's album probably is hot dog garbage. It probably is terrible. I'm not sitting here saying Will Smith is a great performer. What I'm saying is that it's very hard to judge the successful sale of an album when nobody is buying albums anymore. That's it.
I'm trying to look up a thing. What is an average album sales for a new artist?
I don't even know if you can compare him to a new artist though.
Even when Joey, my son, will say, "Hey, do you know that this guy, little Poopy?" And I'll go, "No," and he'll be like, "Little Poopy has 800 million streams." Well, he never says sold so many albums. He's like, "How many streams he has?"
In 2025, new artist album sales will likely average between 10,000 to 100,000 copies in a week.
Okay.
So 268 is a lot lower than that.
And that's a new artist that nobody knows.
Yeah.
10,000.
I still don't buy it. I don't know anybody buying it.
You love Will Smith.
You don't buy it?
Yeah,
Just like nobody buys his albums.
You love Will Smith.
Yeah.
Kevin, he worked. Will Smith was in Jersey Girl.
Carmen,
Yes.
when was the last time you bought an album?
Oh my God. When I was like 10,
You're right. Exactly.
started streaming stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Joe doesn't know how to buy albums.
Oh, that's what are you talking about?
How do you buy albums?
You go to the store.
No.
Yeah, you go to Vital Fever.
No, you don't have Vital Fever.
I love
What do you have, a
Vital
time
Fever.
machine? Vital Fever was great.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, nobody's buying albums.
He also did not make the Billboard 200.
Yeah. No,
In the US.
I'm not saying it's not a bomb. What I'm saying is how do we judge?
But I was gonna say, do they account streaming at all? Like I know
for
album sales
Billboard. They
Okay.
do. So that's what I'm saying is he didn't even make the Billboard 200.
That
in
is
the US.
a different situation.
Right.
That is a different situation. If you're not even making it through streams and all that, that's a real disaster.
Yeah.
We need you to admit that Will Smith is
bad.
garbage.
Yeah.
Give me a couple more weeks.
Or I'm gonna have Chris Rock come slap you. This be careful what you do out there because karma's gonna get you.
Wait.
Carmen or
No,
Karma?
not
Oh.
Carmen. Lil Nas X was put in the hospital on Monday with paralysis of the right side of his face.
I saw that. Did you see the picture?
Yeah, he told fans, "quote I'm going to look funny for a little bit, but that's it." And a lot of people are saying, "Stop making fun of God. Stop talking about Satan. Stop doing all that stuff."
That's ridiculous.
I know.
We have
Stop
a-
mocking them.
We have a benevolent God that's all of a sudden punishing people.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah, he looks rough, like he had a stroke.
His whole side is all puffed up. And
I wonder if
pretty
it's
bad.
just Bell's palsy, maybe, or
I
something.
don't know, but it did look pretty like he got stung by something on one side of his face.
But remember that happened to Justin Bieber right after he got
Oh,
you know.
everybody's saying the whatchamacallit? The
shot.
vaccine.
Yeah, the vaccine.
Oh.
Because it happened right after, and it he hid for a while, and it eventually went away. But everyone was saying because it happened a month after.
Is Justin okay?
I don't know, man. I feel sad for him.
I saw him yelling
looks-
at some paparazzi, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Money, money, money. That's all you want is money." And
It's got to
Yeah.
be tough.
I mean, think about it. You can't go anywhere.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
I before said how well he was handling that stuff because I saw him and there was a paparazzi guy, whatever, and he goes, "What are you doing, man?" He goes, "Come on." He goes, "I know you're trying to get a shot and do all
Yeah.
this stuff." He goes, "But I'm just trying to, live my life." He goes, "You're better than this." And the guy was actually, kind of like,
Yeah.
"You're right. I'm sorry."
He's like-
and it was good the way his interaction.
He's like, "You've been following me all day.
Yeah.
You've got hundreds and hundreds of pictures." There's the one video where there's like fans outside of an apartment, and he's like, "This is my home."
Yeah.
He's like, "This is the one place I can go and just
Right.
be myself." And she's like, "Can I have a hug?" He goes, "No.
Yeah.
No, you can't have a hug. This is my home. Just please respect
be
that."
like that. I'd be like, "This is my home. Come on, it's ridiculous."
Yeah.
But you three, come on, let's go.
I think he was already married at that point, but yeah.
But, I mean, remember when he got the hooker and he couldn't even get a hooker?
Yeah.
The hooker took a picture of him after he fell asleep.
And that's been his life since he was like 12.
I know. It's
11.
gotta be so.
It's yeah.
And they just had their first baby not too long ago.
They have a kid.
Oh, they did have the kid?
Yeah, they did have a kid. Yeah,
Oh,
they
wow.
announced it and stuff. So it's been only a couple of months, if that.
Yeah.
So he's probably really on
Stressed out.
edge and you know what I mean, and defensive and just protective of his family.
Carmen, I wish you would have a baby.
Why
I wanna
me?
I want to play with that baby so bad.
Don't play with my
Because
baby.
I want you to have a big-eyed, little light-skinned baby.
with abs.
It would be an adorable
No
baby.
It would be. No eyebrows, abs, and big eyes.
Little bit,
Yeah,
little
yeah.
baby abs.
Look like that Indian lady from Yellowstone.
No, not even. What was that?
Steven Tyler's daughter, Maya, says that he started tying the scarves to his microphone. Why? What was the initial thing? You think of Steven Tyler, you think of the scarves all down the microphone and stuff.
I don't
Why
know.
did he start doing that?
I don't know.
Any guesses?
I know why.
You know why?
Yeah.
Carmen, any guess? Why are you putting scarves all over your microphone?
To wipe the sweat off.
Wipe the sweat off. He does do that. That's true.
I thought it was just to do the tricks with the microphone.
Well, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Little flare on
Yeah.
there. Joe, any ideas?
I think he told her that it was a signal to her that he was saying hi from stage.
Oh, so I'm thinking
Yeah.
about you.
It's
You're
her
doing your show.
scarf.
yeah, like
Uh,
an inside job.
Nope, he started tying scarves around his microphone so he could hide pills in there. So he could take pills during the show.
Yeah.
That's smart.
It kind of bums me out that you won't see Aerosmith live
Won't see
Yeah.
Aerosmith anymore.
ever again,
No.
probably.
The greatest American rock and roll band.
They used to say that Jimi Hendrix would put acid tabs in his headband so when it would sweat, the acid would go into his pores and stuff and everything. And he'd be all freaking out on stage. Yeah. TLC, their story will be told in a stage musical called Crazy Sexy Cool. Can't wait to see that.
Then the one
Chase of
died?
Waterfall.
Left eye?
Yeah, the one's
Yeah.
dead. Yeah.
How'd she die?
She was in a car accident.
Yeah.
Like in
Belize.
She
Yeah.
was in a meditation retreat or something like that.
It was. I think it was in Belize because I went to Belize shortly after that,
Yeah.
and I took a school bus to the island that we were going to as a cruise port, and as we were turning on the mountain, I could see the back tire come off the road and just hang over the cliff. And I go, "This is how she died. This is how Left Eye died."
Yeah,
It's gonna be weird to see that as a musical on stage.
Yeah.
This is where she died.
Yeah.
This is where she died. Judas Priest and Alice Cooper will launch a co-headlining tour in September. Corrosion of Conformity will be along for the ride as well. Also, in Judas Priest news, former Judas Priest drummer Les Binks passed away.
Oh man,
He
we
was
lost
dead.
Binks and Martindale. Binks and Winks went down.
Binks was on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Binks looked like he was dead then.
Oh.
So, yeah, it was not too good for them. Also, doing North American tours, ZZ Top will kick off their North American tour in June. It'll run through October. It doesn't look like for either of those, the Judas Priest, Alice Cooper, or ZZ Top, any Florida dates.
Interesting to me that ZZ Top still goes on tour.
Yeah.
Like the other guy died. They're always touring. What more do you have to do?
But they just love to play. Like
Do
that,
they?
Yeah.
I would imagine that's it.
Don't you
It's-
think it just becomes boring after a
I
while?
feel like if they stop, they're dead immediately.
Maybe. I
Didn't
don't know.
They did the Strawberry Festival like right after the guy died. I thought.
They played here. I know
They
that. I
had-
don't know if it was
yeah.
Strawberry
They had
Festival.
dates.
I
But
know they had his
also-
hat like on the mic
Yeah.
stand.
But also, I think he said, "Listen, I'm dying. You guys keep playing, doing
Yeah.
your thing, whatever." Yeah, that's gotta stink, man. Think about, we've talked about like Linkin Park. Linkin Park at one point was a huge band,
Oh.
whatever. They were kind of at that time. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know if Chester would have lived, whether they would have kept on doing stuff.
Probably not. I mean, their stuff got repetitive after a while.
But there was a fan base for him. They
Yeah.
still would have had, been able to tour and do all that stuff. But then the guy dies, and you're like, you got to be kidding me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, now what am I supposed
if
to do?
Linkin Park is touring now with Chester, they're still they're doing arenas
Oh
everywhere.
yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
were
So-
they're like, we'll take some time off, then
Yeah.
we'll our big comeback tour.
They've got a built-in fan base that'll follow them forever. Not, I don't know about now, but had he certainly not killed himself.
I think they ruined it with that girl.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah,
It's not good.
nobody came back from hearing it and went, well, that really is something
No.
else. Everybody was like, that's awful.
Tom Morello has to be like, we got Rage Against the Machine, and then the singer doesn't want to sing anymore or do anything, so they break up, and he was like, all right, what can we do? Hey, Chris Cornell, you want to start a band? All right, cool. Oh, we got audio set. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, what am I going to do now?
Just
I don't
start a new band. Like I don't know.
know. Yeah, but that's hard to start a new band and to have stuff that people like. Yes, hopefully they do, but
Tell Will Smith about it.
he wound up touring with Bruce Springsteen for a little while and then doing different stuff.
I feel like instead of getting a girl, you could have found somebody that sounded like Chester Bennington and just keep going.
Yeah, like there's a lot of bands that have done that. Just get someone that sounds like them.
Yeah.
That's the key.
But then when Chester Bennington was doing Stone Temple Pilots, it was horrible. It was bad.
Well,
Yeah, that
and you
was
realize
interesting.
realize that Linkin Park is Linkin Park sound,
Right.
You know what I mean?
and
They're
that's
not
another
doing-
one. Another band, Stone Temple Pilots, is like, Jesus Christ, what are we doing?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Can't keep a singer.
yeah. Well,
I
now
blame
they
them.
have the guy, and they just have a guy that sounds kind of like Scott Weiland.
Yeah, till he's dead.
Right.
Mhm.
Whenever that happens, we'll see. Finally, in news, do you ever hear a song and immediately think of a movie that it was in? Like you hear a song and you're like, oh, this is from that soundtrack, whatever. I mean, obviously, Flashdance.
Yes.
I'm a maniac. Immediately you think of Flashdance. Loudwire.com put together a quiz where you have to identify a 90s movie based on a signature song from its soundtrack. Okay?
90s
All right.
is tougher, I think.
So I can give you the song and then you can tell me the movie.
Okay.
Do you want to do this now? Do you want to take a break? and
No,
come
let's
back?
do it now because we
All
got to do open letter when we come back.
Okay, The Big Empty by Stone Temple Pilots. What movie comes to mind whenever you hear that?
The Big Empty.
Uh,
You need to hear it?
I do.
You have it there?
I'm sure I do.
80s would have been easier.
Oh, I don't have it. So
Well, the first thing,
Great idea.
Nothing.
nothing.
The Crow, 1994.
That's why.
No, who cares?
1994.
I'm not a nerd.
What about Love Roller Coaster from Red Hot Chili Peppers?
That is a Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead,
Yep.
Do
Yeah.
America,
Yep.
1996. Stay from Lisa Loeb.
That is the Hawk,
Yep.
Ethan Hawke movie.
Yep.
Reality Bites.
Reality Bites. Wood by Alice in Chains.
That is the Seattle movie, the one that Pearl Jam's in. Cameron Crowe Jesus Christ, what is the name of that
You're
movie?
saying everything but the title.
Yeah.
It's Singles.
Singles.
Singles, yeah.
I couldn't get it out.
You Could Be Mine by Guns N' Roses.
That's Terminator 2.
Terminator 2. You guys are not doing very well.
I'm killing.
No,
I'm killing.
Yeah. Number One Crush from Garbage.
Number one crush. Number one crush. I don't know.
Number One Crush from Garbage.
I don't know that song, I don't think.
You're probably not super familiar with the movie either. You saw the movie.
Definitely did not.
Romeo and Juliet, the 96 version.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw it once.
What about Rock is Dead from Marilyn Manson?
Nope.
I would have gone a different song for this movie.
Rock is dead.
Yeah.
Tell me the movie first so that I can tell you the other song.
The Matrix.
Oh.
Yeah, I never.
Smack My Bitch Up.
Nah.
Isn't there a Prodigy song?
I
in
would
there
have
or
done Rage Against the Machine, the ending credits.
something?
They
I
have
don't
Rage
remember.
Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now, this one, you're probably going to want to put this in so you can
I'm
hear
Your
it.
Fire Starter.
Because I don't know this song, but I guess it's from the Need You Around. Need You Around from Smokin' Popes.
Means nothing.
Need you around.
Right.
You know it?
Let's hear whatever. No, he just keeps singing the title.
He doesn't know.
I don't know. This isn't it. This is Need You Around from the Redneck Social Club.
Oh, no. This is Smokin'
Smoking.
Popes.
Smoking popes.
Yeah.
Smoking or smoking?
Smoking Popes.
Popes. I am unfamiliar with the song. Smoking Popes. Need You Around. There it is.
I'm walking on sunshine. No. Yeah, I know the song.
No.
Definitely 90s. Well, let's hear some vocals.
I have heard that song before.
I have never heard that song.
It's from Clueless.
Yeah.
I don't
Clueless,
remember.
1995. I feel
It's
like
the-
she's driving and hitting into other cars and not realizing and putting her makeup on.
Is it the opening credits?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
Yeah, it could be it. Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me.
That is Batman.
From U2, Batman Forever.
Mhm.
Yeah, there you go. Mike crushed you guys in that game.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Gio, I'll look for 80s next week.
The one Breakfast Club came to mind right away when you said that movie with the song at the end.
Breakfast Club.
Don't You Forget About Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird about that's a valid.
Michael Clark Duncan singing?
Yeah.
Leaving on a jet plane.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Power of Love. Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, the one of the hugest, biggest ever is Survivor, Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
Cruel Summer makes me think Karate Kid.
It's funny because that became whatchamacallit, Danger Zone.
Yeah.
Pow, pow.
Because like that was a huge thing that doesn't seem as big anymore to have the song that's attached to the movie.
Yeah.
And for a while, every movie, everything was. In fact, I'm wearing the shirt, Wolf Mother.
Yeah. It was in
the
everything.
Woman. They would play Woman like every.
I remember you would buy the movie soundtrack
Sure.
album because it had all like I remember having like Wayne's World and stuff.
Yeah.
Good.
Gives it a
Blaze
bunch
of
of-
Glory
Yeah.
from Young Guns 2. Yeah, there were a lot. That was
Bohemian Rhapsody, Wayne's World. That's what I think of.
Yeah. There's definitely songs that you associate with movies. I did not know that one. Smoking Popes.
No.
I
I mean,
love Clueless.
I'm sure there was a bunch of people that were younger than '90s and watched Clueless and are like, "Oh yeah, I remember that this, from this scene, whatever." But well, there you go. That is it for news.
I saw Clueless in the movie theater.
Did you?
Yeah, same.
Back when people went to the movies.
That was a big deal at the time, I remember. That and American Pie.
Yeah, American Pie too. Yeah. That was when like every Friday we'd go to the movies.
Yeah. I
That
remember
was the
going to
thing
see
do.
Titanic. Everyone went to see Titanic.
There was a time where Amanda and I had moved in together, and we went to the movie theater on Anderson Road, right off the Veterans over there. And there was a place called I think it was Logan Steakhouse or something that was over there. I don't know, it was some restaurant that was over there, and we never been there before. And we went in there and sat down, and we were sitting in a booth. And I remember getting really depressed. I looked at her and she's like, "What?" I go, "What happened to us?" And she goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "We used to go out to Ybor City. We used to, because we were in our 20s at the time, you know. I go, we used to do fun stuff. Now we're going to the movies on a Friday night and eating dinner at a steakhouse. I'm like, this is the most boring." I was like, "We're just losers now." And then right as I'm saying this, another couple is being seated next to us, and it was Derek Jeter and the girl from Fast and the Furious, the younger sister.
Yeah.
And they were dating at the time, and I went, maybe we're not so bad. Maybe we got the same flight plan as Jeter for a Friday night. We should be okay.
I remember back then it was all about you'd go to the Gulfview Square Mall in Newport Richie.
Oh, yeah.
And the Hollywood 18 in Port Richie.
Yep,
that was
it.
That's what you'd
They
do.
had 2 movie theaters, and one you didn't go to because they had mice.
Yeah.
The one that was by the Chili's over there, you did not go to that one. Because
Yeah, and it
mice
was
over there.
eventually they turned that in like a $1 movie theater. It was like Embassy 6 or something.
Oh, life in Newport Richie.
Yeah,
Boy,
man.
Newport Richie in the 90s was something else.
That's my roots.
Yeah. Sadly, it's sort of my roots, too.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, Galvin has a brand new open letter, and Kevin Smith is going to join us. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Stock up and spend my day and night in Sarasota.
Maybe you
I don't
will.
know if I'm spending the night in Sarasota. I don't even know what the plan is yet. I don't know what time we go on. It says 7 o'clock. We can
says
possibly
7
go
o'clock.
on at 7.
Is that right?
I don't know. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. But then I'll probably drive home if that's the case.
Are you going to a little bread bandit action while you're down there?
Listen,
or?
this guy is back on his diet, buddy. Immediately back on my diet.
All right.
I said I would. I have not.
That's great.
One solid day in the books. I went to Prime Butcher yesterday. Got myself some steaks. I got the family doesn't love steak. They'll like it once a week, so they all get fillets. So I buy 4 fillets and then I buy 1 steak for me. And yesterday they're all wrapped individually in plastic.
What are you doing? New York strip?
Well, that's what I usually do. Like maybe a little strip, a little ribeye or something. And then I looked at this big steak and I go, man, I'll take that cowboy steak. And they picked it up and I didn't realize. I thought it was 2 steaks. It was one. It was like this big. I ate like 3 bites of it last night.
One of those big tomahawk ones.
It was
the thing.
huge. It was huge. And by the way, thank you to the Galvin family for last night's dinner. I exhausted my
you
my
used
gift
the
card.
gift
Yeah,
card? Nice,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So excellent steak choices at Prime Butcher, and I had a great dinner last night. But I am back on. I had zucchini and steak last night. That's all I ate, and a protein shake.
Sorry, bread bandits. Not this time.
Sorry, bread bandits, because if I even see that place, it's going. I'm going off the rails, man. I'm
Drive
going
right
off the
through
rails. I mean, I go and eat a croissant while driving. I would give me a dozen croissants and 1 to eat in the car. It's fantastic. Anyway, stop talking about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we will talk to Kevin Smith. You know him from the Jay and Silent Bob movies, of course, Clerks and all that stuff. We will talk to him at 8:30. Right now, though, it's time to check in with Galvin. He's got a brand new open letter.
And now, an open letter from Galvin.
This is an open letter to too many options. Dear too many options. Seriously? Or should I say really? Actually? No lie? Genuinely? Honestly? Truthfully? For reals? Or no cap? There are too many options for everything nowadays. Yesterday, I started watching a new TV show with John Hamm called Your Friends and Neighbors. It's pretty good. But now I'm over here making Mike mad because I still haven't finished watching Paradise. I watched 3 out of 4 episodes of Adolescence. I watched all of The Pit on HBO Max, and now I started a new show. There are just too many things to watch because there's too many platforms. It used to be 3 channels on TV, and that was it. If you didn't see the new episode of Family Ties, it was gone forever. We didn't have on-demand or streaming or YouTube. We didn't even have a VCR. You either saw it on Thursday or you hoped that you could take a flight to the TV museum and watch it in their archives. That's why they called it must-see TV. Otherwise, you'd never know what happened with Mallory and Nick, or if Skippy ever got caught spying on Tina Others from the tree outside her bedroom window. Too many hard seltzers, too many new music artists, too many famous people, too many reality shows, too many UFC fighters. Gio and I talk about this all the time. There used to be like 9 guys, and we can name all of them. Now there are 85 guys from 9 different countries just in the lightweight division. There are too many places to eat. And even if you can narrow it down and pick a restaurant, that place has too many options on the menu. If a restaurant has too many food options, they have a catfish po' boy, and they have spaghetti carbonara, beef Wellington, fried chicken, Grandma Sally's coleslaw, chicken marsala, and 73 other dishes. Well, I learned straight from the great chef Gordon Ramsay, if a restaurant has too many items on their menu, you get up, you call them a donkey, and then you run out of that place. I'm Galvin from the Mike Calta Show, and this has been an open letter to too many options.
There are too many options.
Yeah, it's
especially with the TV.
wild. It's wild.
Is the John Hamm show good?
It's good. I like it.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Okay,
I like it.
I will check that out.
Yeah.
There's
There's only 2 episodes out right now. They're doing it where they
roll it,
slow roll it, but it's definitely good.
I wonder why they do that these days.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get the time viewing, you're gonna get it either way.
Right. Doesn't really make any sense.
I wonder if people want that more.
I don't.
I don't either. I mean, especially if I'm into it.
I want it now.
I want it now.
Yeah, because it was the first episode, and then it rolled into the second one. I go, ooh, 2, and then I looked, and there was just 2, and I went, come on.
That seems good. I watched him do the press for that. He's a good dude. He seems fun. Although he's one of those guys where I feel like his girlfriend's not as pretty as she should be.
Oh, really? I don't know what she looks like.
She was at the SNL 50 with him. She's definitely way younger than him. And then they showed some clips of them together on the red carpet while he was doing press for this TV show. And I just felt like she was pretty, but I just felt like John Hamm could do better.
Her name is Anna or Anna.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Speaking of Anna, while you're looking that up, more video surfaced of Tom Cruise and that Ana de Armas.
Oh,
together.
she's gorgeous.
Shoot,
She is the right
good
caliber. Yeah, that's the right caliber. By the way, this girl is in the TV show.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah, but
Oof.
she's just like a bit part.
Still, you don't put your girl in the show.
One of the ladies by the pool. You know, that's
you don't
how
put
she
your
was.
girl in the show as I'm about to talk to Kevin Smith to put his wife in a movie. Now, how do I do this with Kevin Smith? Are we going to send that to him at 8:30?
Yeah, he's got the link, so I was waiting for him to connect.
All right, so let me know when he connects, and
Yeah.
I'll jump in. Or do I connect first?
Yeah, you should probably connect first.
All right, let me get in. Hold on.
Do I need to connect or am I all right?
Do you want to connect?
No, I know. I'm good. I don't think so. Joe, you should connect your microphone if you want to talk.
How about now?
That's much
there
better.
you go.
Why do you shut it?
Because I was sneezing.
How many times do we have to tell you? This guy coughs right into the thing,
I
sneezes,
know.
Oh, my
farts.
nose.
I feel embarrassed about it. I'm sorry.
What? It's a big deal. You're an old man.
All right.
Sneezing, farting, all that good
I'm
stuff.
definitely not farting.
What are you more embarrassed about? A little panda sneeze or
Yeah.
I like
we can't hear you?
Talking off the mic.
Yeah.
That sounds like you're more like a confused old man.
Well, that's
I'm gonna-
partly true.
I'm going to ask Kevin Smith as a Hollywood figure how he feels about the Will Smith, the Chris Rock thing, because he's friends with Chris Rock.
Yeah, Chris Rock's been
In
in a
Dogma.
bunch of his movies, including Dogma, and
Yeah.
Will Smith was in Jersey Girl.
Yeah. I'm still on Will Smith's side on this one.
That's wild.
Listen to me.
That's a wild take.
I know, but I don't think that what he did warranted the result.
If there was a situation and I walked up and slapped a guy way smaller than me, you would have called me and said, "What are you doing? You're
No.
hitting a little guy."
The guy who talked about your wife.
A friend of mine who made a joke that was barely anything and not even that was way
Okay,
more
but
about
you
what
and
was
your
going,
wife are going
it was
through some
way
problems.
more about that. That's what it was.
You and your wife are having some problems. You're sick of people second guessing your relationship. You're sick of people saying that she banged your son's friend and all that stuff.
She did.
But we don't know. We don't know what's really going on. She had
She talked about
what did they
it.
call it? Not an affair. They called it a excursion or something. Whatever. I mean, the pressure is building up. Eventually, that volcano is going to blow. Don't be the guy that caused it to blow.
Maybe don't go to the Oscars then, idiot.
Well,
You know what I mean? Stay at home. Fix your family.
I don't know.
Gotta be seen. Gotta be seen.
I will tell you though that was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it was wild.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that it's wild.
It's pop culture. Like it'll never go away.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll be like Will Smith smack Chris Rock.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, that was one of the most amazing things we've ever seen happen on live television.
Not something you should be proud of though.
I don't think you should be proud of it. I don't think Will Smith's proud of it. I think he regrets it now.
But also we talked about this. Had that been a different presenter up there saying something, if it was, like you said, it's not like it was. If it was The Rock, he wasn't walking up and smacking The Rock.
The Rock, Vin
Yeah.
Diesel.
It doesn't matter what you smack. Yeah.
Would he though? Because he was crazy.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
When I think Chris Rock, I don't think of him as little, although I guess he is.
He's little.
Especially compared
He's
to.
little and skinny.
Yeah.
And Will Smith is at least 6 foot, probably 220, 230.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't consider Will Smith big, but then when you
He
talk
put
about
on size.
yeah, when you talk about Muhammad Ali and stuff, I go, all right.
Yeah.
I get it. Oh. Coming up a little later, I want to talk about something as well, something that involves religion. So stand by for that. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
What's the rock?
Hey, it was an entanglement.
Entanglement. Yeah, that's
That
what they
was
called
it. Thank you. An
entanglement.
entanglement.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could push that past my wife. No, it was just an entanglement. I don't think that's going to work.
She
out
would
very
slap
well.
you.
I would take it.
Yeah.
I would definitely take it. Where is Kevin Smith?
We're waiting.
Gio.
I-
This is where Gio gets nervous.
I'm really getting.
Gio gets
I
nervous
just talked to him last night.
Yeah, what did he say?
The last thing he said was, "See ya in the morning."
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Morning comes around real quick.
Yeah.
Is he over at the studio? Carmen, do you see him
No.
out?
No,
parked
no.
out
I do
there?
not. I'm looking around. I don't
I'm
see
starting to
him.
sweat.
I was thinking about the first time Kevin Smith came in the studio was we had talked to him on the phone and he said he loved doing radio. And I said, if you come in the studio, I will send a car for you. We'll bring you in the studio and you can host the show. And he was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then we did that. We turned it over to the Kevin Smith Show.
Yeah, we even had liners for him and everything. Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
He mentions the show all the time.
He absolutely does. He is mentioned it on a bunch of different podcasts that he was on. I love that. I love it mostly. I mean, obviously every time Bert mentions us and Bobby mentions us and all that stuff, I love it that these guys give us some love. But the fact that I was such a fan of Kevin Smith's movies for such a long time. I mean, I saw Clerks in the movie theater when it was on like limited release,
Right.
And I think Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back was one of the funniest movies I'd ever seen in the movie theater. The idea that he even knows who we are is something else.
I mean, the idea that Joe and I in Spanish are in one of the
Yeah.
movies is pretty crazy to me. When
I
think
pressured
about
him to put us in the movie,
Yeah.
and then couldn't go.
yeah, I know.
And then couldn't go when we were
Yeah.
supposed to be there.
I'm like, we can't pass up this opportunity.
Where was I? Was I in Japan?
No.
You were definitely out of the country.
I was
though.
out of the country.
Yeah.
I had a vacation that I had to go to. It was
Oh
my
yeah,
kid's spring break.
It was spring break when we went.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were there for an entire week.
Yeah, I know. I definitely wanted to go, but I couldn't.
Yeah,
That's the other thing. If I ever thought there'd be a time in my life where I'd pass up the opportunity to be in a Kevin Smith movie.
yeah. I mean, I don't think you would have liked it.
Well,
Yeah, probably.
It was
not.
long hours.
I feel like if I was there, though, I would have been like, they would have got me a trailer and been like, this
Yeah, of
guy,
course,
Maybe.
of course.
me and Chris
Yeah,
Hemsworth would
Probably.
have been buddies.
Yeah,
Probably.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
You probably would have went back to the hotel and like call us when it's ready or like when it's time. Because the day we actually were shooting, we were there for 16 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
Yeah, it started at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon and went all the way. They shot all through the night.
I did enjoy going out and watching him shoot his movie with Chris Jericho in
That was cool.
Sarasota. That was very
Yeah.
cool. That was
I think I enjoyed it up until a point where the
I know what you're
mosquitoes
gonna
took all of my blood out of my body.
Oh,
it
there
was the
that.
worst bugs I've ever been a part of.
Unbelievable. By the way, I'm looking up more stuff about the John Hamm's girlfriend. Do you know where they met?
No, I don't know anything about her other than seeing her on the SNL 50.
On the set of Mad Men. In the final episode, she was the receptionist at the retreat.
Oh.
Remember that says
Wow,
you
that's
stick
been a
around?
long time
Yeah.
they've been together.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's 37. She's 5'11".
Wow.
You getting the meat sweats over there?
Big time.
Yeah.
Tall lady.
Big time.
5 minutes past the time, right?
Yeah.
He was supposed to be
8:30.
8:30.
8:30.
8:30 Eastern time. Does he know
Text
that?
last night. Yeah, I said Eastern. I
Did you say Easter or Eastern?
Easter?
Does he think we're calling him?
On
No,
Easter?
no.
You sure?
Because I said, where can I send the link? He goes, send it to me right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, now I'm sending. Hold on. I don't know.
Resend it.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Don't worry about it. He'll get it. He'll come
I don't
around.
like that.
I have to take a break anyway, so I might as well maybe I'll take a break and come back to get to it.
All right.
I'm not worried. Not worried about
Understand how you can operate that way.
because
I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
But-
it's gonna either happen or not happen, and out of both ways, it's out of your control.
I feel like it's in my control.
It's not.
And
If it was in your control, then we'd be having them on the air right now.
I feel like you don't really get this show.
Yeah. I feel like you don't
That-
want to be here.
Oh, wow, Joe. That is inside.
You would think it would be a joy to be married to me.
My hands are sweating.
As laid back as I am, you would think it would be a joy to be married, and nothing would bother me. But yet I'm
thinks that?
so, no,
Yeah.
I'm saying. But don't you think like the way I handle these sort of situations, you must be like, he's a fantastic. I'm not. I'm a complete jerk off though. When it comes to
Yeah.
other stuff,
I get that.
like I got mad at my wife yesterday because she was looking at her phone when we were playing Jeopardy. I go, oh, what are we doing? Are we playing or are we not playing?
Yeah.
Is this gonna be take this serious
I
or
get
not?
that. I get that.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Galvin.
Why is it so goddamn hot in here?
No.
Oh my god, maybe you're having a heart attack, burger guy.
I'm sweating profusely now.
You should
Don't-
take your shirt off.
Don't worry about it. We'll be fine. Maybe Medicine Man's on the phone. Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Hey, you guys, I was on Kevin Smith on the set. I don't know if you remember, but he had a production meeting before you guys came, and he said he had so much weed in his trailer he brought down to Florida that if anybody needed any, just come in and grab it. Jesus. Oh.
What a generous,
He's probably
man.
high.
Well, I'm sure he
definitely
is.
high.
I'm sure he is. I'm not worried about that.
I don't
Thank
think
you.
he's smoking anymore.
Oh, really?
He was for a while, and I don't know if he does anymore.
I have to tell you, I can't figure out the weed thing. I was thinking about it this weekend with the amount of weed that Dizzy had and that Joe smokes and that my son was smoking. And I thought, my son functions very well. I don't know what it is for me. Whenever I take any sort of weed, I'm completely done. Like the night's over for me. I don't know how you guys function as high as you do on the marijuana.
That's when things get good, Michael. You're
I
very
am
relaxed.
telling you right now that Joe was at my dinner table, and was it the first night? It looked like a caretaker was bringing an old man to dinner.
Yeah.
He was stepping like he was on the moon.
Oh, yeah.
And
But that was drinking.
Shaking
That
and
was
stuff.
drinking.
That was drinking. I know the
There was
difference.
nothing else?
Yeah, but it's
No,
the drinking that
Yeah,
does
the
that to
drinking
Joe.
that's drinking. The rest
I
of
know it, Joe. I see Stone Joe every day.
Yeah.
Drinking Joe, I know what you're talking about, Galvin, that takes the stutter walk.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing that you say you see Stone Joe every day, because Joe got here and was walking up the driveway, and I was walking behind him, and there was like a little choo-choo train. I saw puffs of smoke and stuff. That's weed, right?
No. That's
Oh.
not weed.
What is that?
That's just nicotine.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
There
is
was
gross.
one night at dinner, Joe could not make a complete sentence.
No.
I don't think he said a word.
No.
That's a
He-
good
It was a
point.
lot of mumbles.
I don't think they had crab cakes, and he ordered something that sounded like crab cakes. The guy said, and he goes, which, to begin with, the guy doesn't speak English that well.
Well,
And
neither
Joe
did I
goes,
at the time.
Joe goes, I was because crab cakes are so The guy goes, pardon me, sir?
Yeah.
I just go for example.
I had a great time.
I'm glad you did, Joe.
Thank you, Michael.
High or not, that
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin Smith is dead to me now.
Come
Oh.
on.
What if
I
he's
mean-
listening?
I love Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Huge Kevin Smith fan.
Kevin Smith is going to be in Tampa on May 9th, but it's too late for you if you don't have tickets ready. He's doing a Q&A after they show Dogma in the theaters. It's the 25th anniversary of the Dogma movie, which is great. It was a great movie. It's got Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. It's got Alanis Morissette plays God. It's got all the typical, usual Kevin Smith characters in the movie, and it is great. It was very controversial when it first came out, and I think that what's his name, Snape, isn't it?
Yeah, he now deceased.
Right. It was one of his better movies, and the 25th anniversary is happening. They show the movie, and then they do a Q&A afterwards. So now, when is Muse? Oh, he's doing comedy that weekend?
He's there the same night at the Funny Bone down in Ybor. So
is he funny?
I think he kind of tells stories more.
I'll
he's
take
got-
that.
he's
Like
got-
Steve-O tells stories, and his stories are funny.
Yeah, I think that's what Jay does. He's got like funny stories because he's had a crazy life as well.
Yeah, because he did a lot of drugs too, right? And then they have
Yeah.
to clean him up.
Yeah. He was on at one point. I know Kevin didn't talk to him for like a year or two because he's like, "You're on drugs. I've got a new kid. I can't have you around my kid."
You gotta. That's what they say. You gotta turn your back on those people.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that.
Oh man.
What happened?
Nothing.
Stressed
Well, Kevin
out?
Smith turned his back on us.
Yeah. I just say he's not texting me back.
You got the cold shoulder, Gio.
Yeah,
It's
listen,
fine. I don't like
he
that.
might be sleeping.
It's probably
If he wakes up, we'll hook it up when it happens.
all right.
All right. At least you don't have to raise.
It's not all right. It's
Listen,
problem. It's not all right.
Annoying beeping sound.
Egg on my face.
I'm gonna get
High
out-
priced egg on my face.
I'm gonna get out of this video.
Oh.
Yeah. It's over, Gio.
It's not over. It's not over.
11 minutes past.
Okay.
Carmen finds this to be very funny.
Just Geo. I mean,
Oh, Tony Burton can go to hell.
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
He just text me. You go to
Hey, what's up there? It's Medicine Man.
Well,
Always been
not,
Medicine
not
Man.
as good as Kevin Smith, but
No.
what's up, Medicine Man?
I just woke up. By the way, I've got to figure out for my birthday coming up this year.
Yeah.
There's a lot of concerts surrounded it. 2 big concerts before my birthday. About 15 days is the AC/DC, and about 6 days afterwards
What do you
is
think?
my
What do you think?
Metallica concert.
What do you think Big Rig is going to get you for your birthday? Metallica or AC/DC?
I don't know.
Well, let us
I don't
know.
know yet.
Let us know what you got.
I know.
All right.
But yeah, guys, I
Do
thought
you wanna-
maybe you might get me something for my birthday.
Do you want to add? He's begging for AC/DC tickets. This is what he's doing there. Do you want to ask him some of the Kevin Smith questions? Or?
Kevin Smith. I don't know so much about Kevin Smith.
That's perfect.
I mean, I just got done watching a movie the other night called Amateur. It was pretty good.
Yeah. What was that about?
Me.
It's a CIA movie. A guy's wife gets murdered in London, and he has revenge and goes after the killers.
Sounds great. All right, thank you. Gotta go. Mike Calta Show, good morning. Oh, Gio, you took the whole show down.
I feel like I've flown this plane right
into the
Yeah.
This is as bad as 9/11.
Sorry, everybody.
We'll take a quick break. It's a Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone.
The last time I talked to him was yesterday. He said, "See you tomorrow."
Oh, man, I heard Mo the other day. You can't give Mo control of anything. He was like, I guess he filled in for Drew. Drew was out.
Yeah.
And he was like, coming up on the show today, we're going to talk to Carl somebody. He's in a movie I wrote called Possessed, and the movie's coming out in limited engagement. And, who wants to hear that?
It's Carl Remy.
But Mo wrote another movie?
Mo wrote the movie.
Yeah.
And then Carl took the movie, made it better, and now is touring it all over the place.
Oh.
Yeah.
And of course, Mo had to put him on the air.
Yeah.
Because he did the movie.
Basically, yeah.
Funny. Funny. I did hear Mo on with Drew yesterday. That is a unexpectedly good combination. Like they have a lot of similar interests, and they know they like the same kind of music and stuff. I didn't think that was going to be as smooth as it is.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I just thought, I felt like, can I just be honest? I felt like they were jamming Mo into Drew's show, and I didn't know how that was going to work out, but they seem to have adapted very well and get along with each other, and it sounds really good.
And are they still doing the crossover thing? Is that thing?
I don't know. I only get to hear when I go pick up my daughter from school, so it's too late for that.
Yeah, I didn't know whether that was going to be like a week or two to be like, hey, here's how it is, and this is, the new lineup and how it goes and stuff, and then they were going to end it, or if it's still going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. But I want to bring up something that I brought up this morning, just casually, that I was thinking about. I get a lot of flack a lot of time. I don't really get a lot of flack for much. Sometimes it was, I think the thing that I get the most now from people that I have gotten over the years is that I say goddamn too much. And I do feel genuinely bad about that. I used to say words like, the word is now known as the R word and the F word, that were just part of my vernacular from growing up. I didn't necessarily use the R word to describe people with mental handicaps. I didn't necessarily use the F word to describe people who are homosexuals. I'm not saying I never did that. Yeah, not the other F word, the FA one. I'm not saying I never did. It wasn't my, where I grew up, if somebody did something stupid, they were the R word. If somebody did something that was kind of girly, they were the F word. And that is just how it goes. As I get older and I get educated, I realize that no matter what the use is, I'm wrong for saying those things. One of the other things that I've tried to shake out of my vocabulary that has been extremely hard for me is the goddams and saying Jesus a lot, because I know that that is offensive to religious people. They have said it to me in emails. They have said, hey, man, I love your show, but... And I always tell them, I get it, and I'm sorry, but it's been very difficult for me to stop doing that. I'm trying.
Where do we think we fall on good Lord? Because I say good Lord a lot.
I don't think good Lord is bad. That's not a damning.
That's all right.
That's not a damning.
Okay?
Yeah. You're not taking the Lord's name in vain.
I do enjoy saying good Lord.
Good Lord.
Like if somebody does something and I just hit him with a good Lord. Yeah.
Maybe I'll try and do that. All right.
But I got to be honest with you. The GD really works for stuff. Like if you're trying to hit something home and you can't put this away. You know what I mean? This GD.
I don't give a good goddamn who you think you are. You know what I mean? But I don't ever say today I'm going to get them all fired up. I'm going to use it. It just comes out of me naturally. Yeah. And I when it comes to the case of the R word, we used to do our news section on the show, and a lot of people think that we got in trouble for that, and that's why we stopped it. We stopped it way before. We had a woman that emailed me, and she said, I have a mentally disabled child, and I love your show, and every time you do that, it bothers me as a mother, and I went, you know what? It's probably a little bit we probably outgrown this a little bit. It's probably too much, and we stopped doing it, and then we got in trouble for it afterwards.
Yeah.
But the truth is that I listen to people, and I know. Anyway, my whole point of talking about this is that one of the other things that I do that I think goes against the grain, and I don't do it to go against the grain. I'm being very, very honest about it. Is I am very much pro-choice when it comes to a lot of things, and certainly that is religion. I'm not a particularly religious person. I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school from first grade all the way up to my first year at St. Leo College. I, made my communion and my confirmation and all that stuff. I know a lot about the Bible. I learned all this stuff for all these years in school. I don't know what I necessarily believe. I really don't. As I get older and I learn more and I become a little bit more educated, I believe a little less, but I believe that the religion is a derivative of something. There is something, some higher power. I don't quite know what it is. Is it scientific? Is it holistic? I don't know. But I do know that everybody has the right to choose to worship and love whoever they want. And among that group is the Scientologist. Now, I, like most shock jocks, started out making fun of the Scientologist. I didn't really know what I was making fun of. I know that Lisa Marie Presley, the daughter of Elvis, lived in Clearwater, and she was a Scientologist, and she bought a house there, and it was like one of the first stunts I ever did was I went to her house. And when I went to her house to welcome her to the neighborhood, several Scientologists followed me around the area down there because we announced that we were going down, and they were very visual, and they ended up calling the cops, and I got in trouble, and I was like, haha, weirdos. And then over time, and I started watching these documentaries. I'm talking about the ones that the guys that are like Scientologists told people at work, they said spread bad information about me and blah, blah, blah. I'm finding out that as long as you don't mess with them, they don't mess with you, including me. No one from Scientology has ever bothered me ever until I decided I was going to go down to Lisa Marie Presley's house, until I entered into their area and tried to be a jackass. No one has ever bothered me from Scientology ever before until I did something first. Then over the years, I've had the opportunity to have them on the show. They have said to me, we will come on the show and answer any questions that you have. And I've had them on the show, and they have. And then I've talked about this before. And even Tony, you mentioned Tony Texu, he listens to the show a lot.
Yeah.
Tony watched that Leah Remini documentary, and he was like, how could you like them? And I don't care about them. I'm not in that world. I have not, I do not, I leave them alone and they leave me alone. And I believe that's how it should be for all religions. Why do they not get the same respect that all the other religions get? And then people call up and they say, yeah, but all they did was buy up all the land in downtown Clearwater. And I say they bought all that unused property in downtown Clearwater and made it look fantastic down there. As a property owner in Clearwater, in downtown Clearwater, I appreciate all they've done to beautify the area. They've even done a lot with the homeless that are down there, and certainly are there for the drug addicts. They have a lot of rehab centers down there, and I have no problem with them. Then yesterday, I was driving through traffic, and I had to go down a road that I never went down before, and that was Livingston Road in Lutz. And I passed the Idlewild Baptist Church, which I never saw before. I did know that it was over there, and I had seen signs for it, and I did certainly run into the traffic for it before, but I had never seen it. And this building was monstrous. It's a bunch of interconnected buildings on this middle property, the sports complexes and all that. And I thought, why doesn't anybody ever get mad at that? What is the difference? Why are you so anti-Scientologist, but it's okay? Like you're saying, oh, they buy all the property and they get the religious tax breaks and blah, 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 and they're buying everything up. But nobody ever cares that the largest landowner in the world is the Vatican, is the Catholic Church. And nobody ever cares that the Baptist Church bought what appears to be 12 properties over there in the middle of Lutz and created a complex over there. Nobody's mad at it.
It's a campus. They call it a campus.
Is it a campus?
That's what it says.
I say compound.
Yeah.
It sounds more
It's the Lutz
structural.
campus. Yeah.
I think I may have just put something together.
Please.
I think you're defending Will Smith because he's a Scientologist.
Oh, yeah.
Is he in fact a Scientologist?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Pretty sure, right?
I don't know.
Isn't
I
that
really
like a
don't know
known
the
thing?
answer to that question. I did not. He does not ring to the celebrities that pop into my head. The Tom Cruise and John Travolta's. I don't get.
Maybe Chris Rock was a Baptist.
In my head, it was John Travolta, Tom Cruise, and Kirstie Alley. were the top three.
That was like the trifecta.
Scientologists, yeah.
It says Will Smith was raised as a Baptist, and it doesn't say anything about Scientology.
See, Galvin, trying to plant bad. You hate Will Smith.
He's Team Idlewild.
That's right.
Idlewild.
He's from the campus.
In a 2013 interview, he said he did not identify as religious.
Well, that doesn't mean that.
Will
I'm
Smith
just-
and
that's from
Jada
Google.
Pinkett Smith have long denied allegations they are a member of the Church of Scientology. However, the high-profile Hollywood couple operated a private school that reportedly taught the controversial religion to students.
Oh.
I don't know. I did not know that, so I was not trying to protect Will Smith.
Like I said, the only argument that I had ever heard was people upset that they squeezed everybody, all the local businesses out of downtown Clearwater.
I think the big thing really is that Scientology, you equate that to a lot of celebrities. I think that's the big thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe.
obviously, there's a lot of celebrities that are Catholic, a lot of celebrities that are Jewish, a lot of celebrities that are different stuff. But it seems like they use the celebrity to recruit people. Number one guy, Tom Cruise, John Travolta, those guys.
Right.
You hear about that all the time, and that they're recruiting. And it seems like that they did a lot of that where Hollywood, if you want to make it, get into Scientology, that's a good connector to all that type of stuff. And I think that's a big part of it. You said nobody complains about the Vatican owning land. A lot of people complain about the Vatican owning land for sure. A lot of people do. Yeah. You see it in the news all the time. You see it all the time that people are like, "Do you know the Vatican owns more land than I mean?" They say it all the time.
Right, but they're not. Usually, it's in response to something else. I'm not complaining about it.
I wonder if we see more of the hate towards Scientology
Because we're here?
Because we're here.
It's close.
It's probably true.
Yeah.
It's probably true, but I don't quite understand it. And Galvin, we talked about this earlier this morning as well. As far as celebrities go, I've been inundated with these commercials from Mark Wahlberg and Chris Pratt where they're trying to get you to pray with them on an app. They want you to download an app.
They're seeing how good Scientology's doing, and they're like, we need some celebrities.
That may be true.
Yeah, I really do think it is.
Is there anything wrong with that? The same way you would hire a celebrity to endorse your product to get the word out, is there anything wrong with saying, hey, Tom Cruise is one of our biggest Scientologists, and look at the life that he led. He overcame his whatever negatives were, and now look how big he is.
I never see them talking about it, though. Like, I know they're involved in it, but they're...
Tom Cruise talks about it a lot.
Does he?
Oh, sure.
Oh.
He does. I mean, I don't... they say on the set that he brings people with him from Scientology and is offering it to help other people there.
Huh.
But I don't... I've seen him talk about it. I've watched him in... There's several videos on YouTube that he's made for Scientology.
Yeah, I can't figure out why people care.
I don't know why people care
yeah.
about them and not everybody else. That's my big thing. Like when I saw that campus yesterday, and I'm not, again, I would like to repeat the fact that God bless the Baptist Church in Idlewild. I have nothing against them whatsoever. I hope that they're flourishing over there and that everybody is happy. I am not saying anything negative against them. It just popped into my head that there is this giant, massive piece of land in this property that the church owns is getting tax breaks on it. That is the same thing. Why anybody isn't mad at that? Are they mad at the Scientology?
An interesting thing about that is if, and you see it all the time, people that are running for president and then they show them at their church and they're doing the stuff and doing everything. If there was somebody running for president and they said, I'm going to church. What church do you go to? Church of Scientology. Done.
Right.
Yeah.
They immediately everyone would be like kook.
Maybe because it's new. I mean,
That's
it's not new,
that's
but
a
it's,
big thing.
Yeah.
Is because
newer
it's newer,
as far as religions go.
And it was created by a guy that people knew.
Yeah.
All religion was created by someone. You know what I mean? But this is a guy that was an author who created this, and it's newer than the other ones. We don't know who created the different
So
religions.
let me ask you this. What makes more sense to you? The guy that we knew that told a story and created this whole thing, or a bunch of guys that we didn't know, don't even really know that they existed, that have told a story that has been changed so many times for political reasons over the years, we don't even know what the truth is anymore.
Oh, yeah. And for all we knew, that guy was a writer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That
Right.
created
Made of the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I think they're all crazy.
Yeah, same. I don't.
I'm not a religion guy.
Yeah.
Mark, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Hey, Mike. I just want to share with you kind of a personal experience that my son actually grew up. He played soccer 5 years in a row up at the Idlewild Recreation Complex, and it's very positive, man. The atmosphere is positive. The message is positive to both the parents and the kids. It's a great experience, and my wife and son and I, we do attend there occasionally now because of our experience with the youth athletic program. I think the Scientology church gets a real bad rap because there's proof and stuff that people have been held there against their will and that sort of thing, and that's bad. I mean, that casts a real dark cloud.
You say that there's proof of that. There is no proof of that. There has been allegations about that. There is no
allegations. There's stuff in the media about it.
Yeah, but I've heard plenty of stories of people dying during exorcisms. I've heard that the Catholic Church is raping children on probably more of a higher uptick than most other religions that you see. I mean, there's stories about everybody, and I get what you're saying. You're not saying anything bad, but the problem is, my question here is that there is across the board, it's the same for all the religions. Why are they the ones that get singled out?
Well, again, back to my original thought or premise is that most people, the experience they have at other church experiences, whether it's a Catholic church or a Baptist church like Idlewild or something, or is very different from the experience that people know of.
I think you're talking out of your ass, though. Have you been to? And I'm just asking you this because I know you know what it's like to experience the Idlewild Church, but have you been to any Scientology functions? Have you been to any of their fairs that they have in downtown Clearwater? I mean, those are pretty positive experiences, I would assume, to people who went to those.
I have not been to any of their functions. I wasn't aware that they have.
Right. So no offense to you, sir, but you're talking about things you don't know about. I appreciate the call. I get what you're saying, but what you got to realize, what you're saying is you're speaking out of one side. You can't say what one does when you have no knowledge of what the other one does. You can't compare the two when you have absolutely no knowledge. You can go to YouTube and you can find a bunch of the things they do. Again, I don't really care about Scientology either. I'm not over here trying to tell you what a great group of guys they are and how you should go join them tomorrow. I can care less. I'm not religious. I'm not Scientology.
It's one's taking the heat, the other one's not.
Why is one getting the heat?
When they're pretty similar.
Very similar.
Yeah.
They're getting the same tax breaks that everybody complains about. They're doing the same things in the church. The Catholic Church has been accused of doing way more horrific things against the against children. I mean, for thousands of years, and it's so high up in the chains that popes have lost jobs because of it. I mean, it's pretty bad. Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good. What's happening?
I think the reason why they might get such a big heat is because a lot of other religions don't see Scientologists as a religion to begin with. And that, because, they don't recognize the cross and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not a religious person.
The Muslims don't recognize the cross. I mean, they're all different religions. That's a thing. I mean, it's not one is going to tell you the other one's no good because they want you to be in there. So nobody's going to like Scientology the same way the Muslims don't like the Jews.
Well, I think there's a lot of that say
I'm sorry, sir. Your phone stinks. You were breaking up.
I think Scientology made his phone crap.
Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Good. What's happening?
Good. Look, I'm 67 years old, and I always grew up with that habit of saying, two things you don't talk about, religion and politics, okay? But my theory is about this. Tens of thousands of people have died in our country to give you your rights. If you want to believe in Scientology, believe it. You want to believe in fairy tales in the sky? Believe it. You want to believe that aliens brought us here? Believe it. You have the right to believe anything you want. But the problem is, just don't sit there and push your agenda on other people who don't have that belief. That's what causes all the problems.
But they all do that. I mean, everybody who's in a religion that they're dedicated to tries to tell you that their religion is the best and tries to get more people incorporated in their church.
It's like people with
how it works.
With their diet or their workout. They want to talk to you about it all the time. Mine's about, okay.
Yeah. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hi, I think it's like he kind of said, it's Xenu, kind of what they believe. They become an easy target to pick on.
Oh, for sure.
And because other people can't look at themselves and think a guy walking across the water wasn't ridiculous, or all the other religions.
I believe there was a creation myth that I learned in school. It might have been the Muslim one, I don't remember, but it was two babies were born from a woman. One came out vaginally like a baby should, and the other one came out the armpit. That was the bad one. I mean, that doesn't even, there's no way in the world medically that a baby could be born through somebody's armpit. That is the most ridiculous thing you'll ever see. Almost like a talking snake and making a woman out of a man's rib.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all
I think
nonsense.
they become an easy to pick on because it's aliens, and I think that's why people.
But let me
pick
ask
on
you
them
this,
more
sir.
and like the other.
Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
You seem like a very level-headed man, and do you believe in our vast solar system that there is probably intelligent life somewhere out there?
Absolutely.
Do you believe that a man was crucified, died, and rose from the dead 3 days later? What's more likely?
That's the thing is like nobody knows.
Right,
who is right.
but you'll agree that we all agree that there is probably aliens out there. That is more
Definitely.
likely. That is more
It's
likely.
probably way more likely than a guy waking up 3 days later. Hey guys,
exactly. Nah, and again,
I've never seen that happen.
Yeah.
I've seen crazy things in the sky.
Right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I'm not trying to mock your religion. I know that Easter is coming up, and I am not saying there's anything wrong with believing in that, and certainly I don't believe that. All I'm saying is what is the main difference here? Why do you fight one but embrace the other?
Probably because one is set as the standard for thousands of years,
Right.
and then that's a threat to what is.
Well, it's
considered
definitely a
the
threat.
Standard, yeah,
Definitely a threat.
yeah.
But it's so funny is I just always think whenever I have this conversation, I think about the number one call is everybody says they're a religion and they're hiding because Scientology doesn't really call themselves a religion. They call themselves an applied science, and that applied science is under the umbrella of a religion for the religious tax breaks. I get it; it's a business, and then people will be like, they shouldn't get the tax breaks. I agree with you. None of them should.
No, yeah,
None of
right.
the
Right.
religions should. There should be no mix there. There should be no mix, and there should be no reason why any of them are flying under the radar when it comes to paying taxes. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Yeah, I think that the separation of the differences in the structure. I mean, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I don't go to church. I don't pay anybody anything. And I can do that. You can't be a Scientologist and not be part of the organization. And therefore, it's kind of like makes it a comparison to some sort of thing where you have to make the payments, you have to do the things, you have to go sit in the sauna.
Well, you do have to do that in Catholicism as well. You can worship God and you can worship whatever Scientology worships. I don't even know, the Xenu or whatever it is. You can worship it from afar, but if you want to rise up in the religion the same way you would do in the Catholic religion, you have to have your baptism, you have to have your confirmation, you have to have your communion, and all those things cost you money.
Oh, they do, but you don't. My point is, you don't have to do it. If you want to say that you're Catholic, I don't know.
Yeah, but do you realize if you don't have your child baptized, your child has original sin and cannot go to heaven. So you definitely have to do it. That's the first sacrament. You have to pay to have your child baptized, and if you don't, you can still be a Christian, but you're not getting into heaven.
Oh.
And maybe that's it. I'm not Catholic. I'm Protestant.
Right.
We don't have all those rules. And the other thing you got to remember is the most zealous religious person out there is an atheist. They're the ones who need to prove that they're right and everybody else is wrong. I don't care if anybody else goes to hell. I know I'm good. And I mean that's the thing.
That's what you got to worry about, sir. I got you. Thank you. I appreciate the call, my man. Yeah, I don't. I don't know all of the details about the Scientology religion. I don't know if you can worship somebody from afar and how that goes.
I thought you worship Xenu or Nanu.
But do you though? The thing is, there is a Xenu involved, and I was reading the other day that there was somebody dropped bodies into a volcano and something. I don't really know, but it all sounds ridiculous.
What's the machine? There's like a machine,
the e-meter.
Yeah, and people try and steal those all the time.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
I don't know what that thing does.
I don't know either.
I know you hook up to it and it tells you stuff.
Yeah.
You say things, you confess things.
I hear it's good for sleep apnea.
It's so funny. That's the other thing is that people are like, well, they make you confess all the bad thoughts you have and all that stuff. And They get all that information right out of the gate. I make my confession when I was in 4th grade, and it was asked to go to confession every week after that, telling the priest, all of my sin. Like it's all the same stuff.
Anytime I think confession, I love the scene in Bronx Tale when he's like, "Oh, it's great for a murder rap, Father." It's like 12 Hail Marys, and he's like, "For a murder rap, that's pretty good."
All right. I don't know. I don't want to get all crazy, but that was just something I was thinking about yesterday.
Yeah.
And again, I if I can, please, I'd like to just say this one more time. I don't have anything against the Idlewild Church, and they seem to be doing great things in the community, and people love to go there. That's how they've built out. I wasn't knocking them. I was just wondering why it was okay for them to buy so much land and be so big, but for some reason it wasn't okay for the Scientology.
Out in Texas, like we have these giant mega churches with Joel Osteen.
Oh, sure.
And all these, like, there's 10, 20,000 people in the service.
There is nothing funnier to me, meme-wise, than the picture of Joel Osteen baptizing a guy in the water, putting his head in the water during the Texas floods, and it said Joel Osteen stopping people who were trying to sneak into his church side for shelter. All right, I got to take a break. Our phone numbers are 800-771-1025. Did Kevin Smith call back yet?
He did not.
Oh, man.
I texted
Good job,
him.
Gio.
I even gave him a call.
Didn't answer.
In a break. And I got kicked the voicemail. Wow. Oh, don't say that.
What happened? What have you had a heart attack?
I think his heart attack was like 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, come on, man.
We got to take a break. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Scott Baio, please come to the gig.
Yes.
Scott Baio, if you're out there.
I can text him.
I mean,
we talk all the time.
Doesn't seem like your text work, though.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Scott Baio always has to back up.
Well,
he still wants to come on the show.
I still want him to come on the show. Scott Baio is a Sarasota resident. I follow him on social media, and I had seen that he was in a car dealership giving them some love down in South Florida. And I said on the air, I'm like, does Scott Baio live here? How does this happen? I don't know about this. And the next day he called me, but we have not had a chance to hook up yet. So Scott, we're going to be in your neighborhood this Saturday. Big Top Live. Maybe you want to come out and get your face melted. I'm just telling you right now, I have met a lot of celebrities in my day. I'm not really fazed by celebrities, but if I'm on stage playing, I look over and see Scott Baio's face, I will be blown away.
Last time I talked to him, he said he was dealing with some stuff from the hurricane because his house got kind of messed up.
Yeah.
But he still wants to do the show.
Hopefully.
He's going to meet us in St. Pete.
This is easy because we're in Sarasota. He can come on out there in his neck of the woods. I know we have some mutual listeners and friends of his in common, so maybe he can come on out there. Brian Johnson, you're also invited.
Is this a band that you used to have? Or no, that was a different band. Spread Eagle?
Spread Eagle, yeah. What
Spread Eagle's going to be out of Big Top.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I bet you Moose is going to that.
Yeah, Spread Eagle, and then they have Motley Crue with a K, tribute band, and Skid with 2 Ds, Skid Row tribute.
I don't like tribute bands.
No?
No. I don't know why, because I am in a band that plays cover
I was
songs.
say, aren't you a tribute band?
No, a tribute band is a band that just says one, tries to like look and act like that band.
Like when Joe was trying to be the Strokes.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
The jokes.
Okay.
I'm not mad at them, but it's never really been for me.
I do love Mini Kiss.
Mini Kiss is fantastic.
If there's a tribute band, they're the top of the list.
Mini Kiss is definitely up there on the list for sure. There's too many Kiss cover bands. There's too many Van Halen cover bands. There's too many, I don't know. I don't want to go see one band and then squint my eyes or have to drink enough to think I'm seeing the real band.
Is Highway to Hell still around? They were AC/DC local.
They were really good.
They were actually pretty good. And they looked just like it.
Yeah, they were really good.
It was funny because who did we play with out at that gig where somebody wore a hair hat? And there was a band that was with us. And they were a tribute band.
I don't remember. I remember they were playing the gig. But
they were a Def Leppard tribute band. And then I was talking to one guy, and he goes, I play Nikki Sixx in the Motley Crue. I go, you're Motley Crue tribute band too.
Yeah.
They were both.
Yeah.
They did like both. They were like, yeah, we've learned all the stuff.
Yeah.
There's a Metallica tribute band called Battery.
Yeah, I've seen them.
They're very good too.
Hardwired. I saw Hardwired. They're really good. There is a Van Halen tribute band called Jump. That's good.
Really?
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say that they're not good. I just it's not for me. I don't know.
There's a Queen tribute band that's very bad because the guy is like supposed to look like Freddie Mercury, but he's fat.
You can't be fat.
Fatty Mercury?
I remember seeing an ad on Facebook, and then everybody was saying Fatty Mercury.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Unless you could really sing.
Yeah.
Even if you can really sing, if you're fat, it's like, yeah, but he's fat.
And he had like the yellow jacket and the whole thing.
3XL.
Fatty Mercury.
Oh. David, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show. What's up, David?
Good morning, Mike. Yeah, I just wanted to give a perspective growing up down there off Edgewater Drive in the late 70s.
Uh-huh.
When the Scientologists started moving in, one, they would walk around, they were like in uniforms that kind of looked military or Boy Scout-like. They had little tassels around their arms.
Kind of like, I would say,
And
a Catholic
another-
school uniform?
Yeah, or, like a Boy Scout or,
Okay.
and you could tell their ranks. And the big thing was when they would buy up a building, especially those old red brick buildings, they would brick the windows shut.
Mm-hmm.
So as locals, we were like, what's going on? Why are they buying up the buildings? Why do they walk around? They would kind of ignore you, which I'm sure they were told to do. Because as jerk little kids, we'd make fun of them.
Exactly. They were doing that to probably not cause any problems.
Yeah, we'd go up and Hein Hitler them and stuff like that. We're riding around on our little BMX bike.
I don't know why they got mad at us.
Big deal.
Yeah. It was just the late 70s. We were kids riding around, going to Clearwater Beach on our BMXs, and you'd go through downtown Clearwater on the way.
I get you. You were bugging them, and they were not liking you, and they were actually the bigger ones in the situation.
But I agree, being, growing up down there, the old Moss brothers eating in the diner, they never intruded on anyone.
Nope.
You never really heard any stories. There was always this concern, why are they bricking all the buildings shut? And then they bought that little hotel that was down there by the park.
Yeah.
That, when we became teens, we used to go there so we could do stuff that we didn't want our parents to find out about.
You were the bad kids.
Yeah, and they ended up buying that, and they closed all the windows up, and then we couldn't afford the hotels on Clearwater Beach.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, I've opened my mind to it a lot more. Being raised Baptist, being married to an evangelico for 21 years,
right?
And I kind of think of religion more of like Star Wars. There's a force throughout the universe. We can experience it. We can take it in. And
I wonder
however you want to.
I wonder if we ever find out what it is. Like, I mean, is the only way for us to find out when we die? Like, is that how we're? Because I'm with you, sir. I believe there is something. I don't know what it is. It's out there. It also, I'm one of those people who kind of feel optimistic. Like if I do good things happen to me. That seems to work out for me. But is there? I mean, do we only find out when we're dead what the real story is, and do we ever, or do we just die and never know? That's what sucks.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like when I first started going to the evangelical church, and I'm like taken back because they're dropping to the ground and everything. And I go to my wife and I said, I just don't get that whole thing. And she said, well, if they come in here and say their husband's cheating on them, their teenage daughter's pregnant, whatever, if they can walk out and face those crises through God, who am I to judge? And then I stopped judging people that were religious and how they do it. But again, I go back to that good and evil, the dark side, the light, I just think there's an energy that goes throughout the universe, and, we're all part of it being, intelligent beings. So.
I like you and much more for the Star Wars religion than other religions, sir. Thank you. I appreciate the call.
I'd love to be a Jedi. That'd be great.
I don't feel like the Jedis are cool at all.
What?
I don't. I feel like the Jedis are the big nerds. They don't get to do Jedis to me a lot like monks. They don't get to have sex. They don't get to do any of the fun stuff.
No, that Darth Vader did have sex.
I know he did.
That's why he's the cool one.
Yeah, he was the cool one.
Yeah.
Because he was the bad one.
That's why they all hated him, because he got laid.
Because he was the one who got laid.
Oh.
I mean, look at Yoda. Yoda couldn't have been happy.
No.
Yeah,
no.
Yoda looks like a testicle fell out.
900 years am I?
Yeah, exactly. He gets to live forever. What does he get to do? He doesn't even get to bang any of those swamp frogs or anything that's out there.
I guess unless you're the outlier, Darth Vader, it kind of sucks.
Right. That's right. It's rough for you. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. This is CJ from New Jersey originally, but now in Bradenton. I just had a quick question.
All right.
I'm going to skip back real quick. We were talking about, bands and cover bands and tribute bands. Does anyone know about a Guns N' Roses tribute band?
I mean, I know
I've
they're
never-
out there. I've seen them out there before. I don't know of any coming to town right away, but
I actually do.
Okay.
I think there was one that was just at OCC, or they are coming. Appetite for Destruction is a band. Let me see.
If you Google Guns N' Roses cover bands,
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll find some of them. But I've seen them out there a bunch of times. I just don't know where.
Guns for Roses.
Oh yeah, there you go.
God. Okay. Thank you.
Slash holes.
Okay. By the way, what was your name again?
CJ.
CJ.
Oh, CJ. Okay.
From where?
Braden.
Yeah.
Originally from Jersey.
Originally from New Jersey. Yeah, I've been listening to you guys for 8 years from New Jersey.
Wow.
Just moved down here 6 months ago.
I appreciate. How'd you
Love
find
you
out
guys.
about it? Wait, how'd you find out about us in New Jersey?
Because I came down here about 8 years ago, and I rented a car, and I was listening to music, and got you guys, and I'm like, who's this Mike guy? Who's this Bone thing? Looked it up, and have been a fan ever since.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you. Welcome here to
Do you
Florida.
know Kevin Smith? He's from
Thank you, CJ.
Tell him to call me.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Bye. Carmen, can you hang that up because my phone's thing is frozen?
Got it.
Do you?
Yeah, I just hung it up.
My page froze.
Slippery When Wet is going to be back at OCC.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the Bon Jovi tribute band.
Bon Jovi tribute.
Those guys are good.
I saw P-Lander Z is coming to town.
I did see that. I don't know if I could have them in here.
At your
I don't know. That might be too much.
I mean, we go to the station that day and bring Scott Baio.
I don't know. I don't want to mix Scott Baio with P-Lander Z either. I don't think that's a good mix.
Yeah, I'm like, should I reach out to these guys and bring them to the house or what?
I don't know. They're so awkward.
I thought you had a falling out with the Yellow.
No, I didn't have a falling out.
Oh, okay.
No. Remember, I helped him with his citizenship.
Oh,
yeah.
But I thought like last time he was in town, there was something.
Last time he couldn't get in, they weren't in here early enough to come on the show.
Right.
We didn't have a falling out. It just didn't work out.
Gotcha.
But I secretly hated him inside for doing that. But it's cool. I would. When is that show? Do you know? Because I would like to go.
Thursday, May 22nd.
Yeah, that stinks. I did go see them one time in at the Crowbar or wherever that was. Where are they playing?
Orpheum.
Where is that now? Is that the one in Ybor? Or is that the one that's on like?
No, Orpheum
Florida
now I
Avenue,
think
you know?
is on. Yeah, I think it moved over.
Maybe
there.
I would go to that because that's 10 minutes from here.
It's on Nebraska now.
Nebraska. Yeah. Maybe I would do that. P-Lander Z sings the So Many Mike song that is the theme song for this show, but they also sing other great hits like Tacos, 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 and some other great songs that I don't know the name of. They are not from here. They are from the planet P-Lander, and they each have a color and a letter assigned to them, and they have been in the studio before.
You know who's getting ready to kick off a tour here in Tampa is Jenna Torturers. They're going to be kicking off a tour, I think, coming up real soon. I think it might be this weekend at a Brass Mug, I believe.
Oh.
But Carmen says we need to break sooner. Shut it down.
Oh.
Carmen?
Did she send a hammer emoji?
We need to break or shut it down?
Yeah.
What do we need to do?
Either break
Yeah.
or go for 1 minute, and I'm going to start playing the music.
Well, you might as well.
Oh,
might as well take a break.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back and wrap it up. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone.